it's game time. It's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio
This is Bump and Stacy.
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
All right, a question that all of us were wondering here. Is Sam Darnold the best free agent signing in Seahawks history? I think this was something brought up by, sorry, I was blanking this morning. I messed up my mic. I swapped our headphones. I'm just going to let us know. That's why I'm being very weird.
You know what I noticed about you, Stacy? If things aren't like exactly the way there's a second where you'll freeze and be like, damn, my pen.
Well, no,
my pen isn't right here.
I couldn't hear my voice, so I was using your headphones, which were here for some reason. Who did this? I was putting on Bump's headphones, which I grabbed, and then I couldn't. It was really loud, and I couldn't turn it down. You and Mike Salk need to check out your hearing.
No, that's Salk.
But then you turned the volume down too much to where it was completely off.
Because I didn't realize. So I was turning my volume down, but I was using Mike Salk / Michael Bumpus' headphones, and it wasn't working.
Salk, I got to turn it down every day. Be blasted.
It was really loud. So then I couldn't hear my voice at all, so I had to have Curtis come in while I'm trying to intro the show, and Curtis looks at me and just slowly turns up the volume. I've never felt judged that hard in my entire life. That was it shook me to my core, and so then I had to reset the show. I took us off the rails, and I'm putting us back on.
Look, it's a bye week.
I needed to be honest with you guys. It's a bye week for all of us. It's time to rest our minds.
It's never a bye week.
Yeah, we can't be having weeks like this at the Super Bowl. I'll tell you.
We will not. I tell you, not only will I not get lost at the airport one time, mostly because Bump and I are on the same flight heading out, so I can just follow him. I'm not going to get lost at the airport one time. I'm not going to get lost in Santa Clara. And we are going to have the 3 best shows of our lives from Radio Row.
That's right. That's
right. I'm really excited to get out there and to bring you guys all of our football takes. And it won't just be on a Football Friday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Matthew, am I the only one that feels like this open is a lot right now, Matthew? Like,
it's too much.
There's a lot going on.
It's too much.
I don't know how much coffee my girl has had.
Stacy's trying to find someone else to blame because she picked up the wrong headphones.
I didn't pick up the wrong headphones. They were here. I don't know who did this.
Clearly, you did pick up the wrong headphones.
Mike Salk was sabotaging me.
No. I don't know if it's so much the coffee. Have you had anything to soak up the coffee?
No, I've not had breakfast yet.
Yeah. Well, there it is.
I was in a rush today. So.
Oh man. All right. So we're good. Headphones are good. Let's get it.
Breaking news this morning from The Athletic's Diana Rossini that Vikings GM Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah has been fired. Now, he's been there for 4 seasons. It's not like he's absolutely knocked it out of the park, but Bump, it's hard not to wonder whether Sam Darnold's success here in Seattle is a big factor there. In fact, Curtis, what was this, yesterday?
Yes, this was less than 24 hours ago.
Less than 24 hours ago. This is what Kwesi said about the regret of letting Sam Darnold go in free agency.
You know, you spend a lot of those nights, obviously, you're up in these decisions and they're uncertain, and you're trying to make sure that you don't lock yourselves into what you did and thinking that it's always right. And so there's those nights that you wake up and stare at the ceiling and ask yourself, but I always go back to the process and what we thought at the time. Yeah, it's easier to kind of go and be revisionist and results-based, but going to really think through what we had at the time. I still understand why we did what we did. The results maybe didn't play out the way we did. We wanted them to, but ultimately, I think that at the end of the day that we could have executed better in certain places. And I'm not going to say it individually in terms of a particular player, but just executing better, knowing what the room was, play style-wise, experience-wise, and just kind of really put together a better combination of people, collective in that group. That's kind of the thing I've probably focused on the most.
That right there, that's someone who, and as I'm sure part of an organization who regrets not keeping Sam Darnold.
Of course he does, man. I'm sure Kevin O'Connell had a lot to do with this decision, right? He's supposed to be the quarterback guru, that guy, and it felt like he maybe leaned on him a bit. Maybe he regrets it the most because in his mind, he's like, why would I get rid of a quarterback who's won 14 games for us, who the city, the state loves, the players love him, and then you see him having all this success over here. Yeah, you bet you know what my man is regretting that decision. But listen, when you draft a quarterback as high as you did, And what was a meniscus, I think, that got him all jacked up. You want to give him an opportunity, but sometimes I think we have a ability just to overcomplicate these things.
Yeah.
He is balling. Sign Sam, let him ball, let JJ develop. And if Sam ends up being the franchise guy, look, we have a trade piece. So yeah, it's I would be sick to my stomach if I were those guys.
Absolutely would. Well, he's out of a job today, and that's never fun for anyone. It's really a bummer. We're going to talk a little bit more about that with headline rewrites, but now 6.5 minutes into the show, I'll get us to our initial open. Is Sam Darnold the best free agent signing in Seahawks history? That is part one of a two-part question. Is he the best free agent signing in Seahawks history, Bump?
So I went back, obviously, and looking up some of the free agent signings, right? Cliff Aver was one of them, Super Bowl champion. You got Warren Moon, who's been to the Hall of Fame. Robbie Toback, who was part of that great offensive line. Michael Bennett as well. I even saw Patrick Kearney on a list. Julian Peterson was on a list. And those guys were ballers. Cliff Aver won a Super Bowl championship. Warren Moon's in 2 Hall of Fames. I think he's the only football player to be in the CFL and NFL Hall of Fame. But if Sam Darnold wins this Super Bowl, I don't even know. He doesn't even have to win the Super Bowl. This is clearly the best signing of all time. Yeah, this is it. Why? Because of the transition, which we talked about all the time, right? Going from Genome, going from DK, Tyler's out of there, Pete Carroll's gone, new head coach, new offensive coordinator. You made all these changes and found a quarterback who has led you to the Super Bowl. I say led, but we know this defense is the real deal. Yeah. I couldn't. I was trying to find an argument to this, but I could not find one.
There are great. I'm not really counting undrafted rookie signings because in my mind, free agent signings are guys that are veterans that you sign from other teams, not like a Doug Baldwin. Though Doug Baldwin and Jermaine Kearse and those guys were technically undrafted free agents. But we're on the same page about like what we're classifying, as a free agent. I'm with you. I think yes. I mean, there are so many good names being sent in by listeners on the text line, and all of these guys were monumentally important to this team. I think almost by virtue of being a quarterback, you have to give it to Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
And what Sam Darnold's meant to this team this year, right? This is not Sam Darnold, the game manager, barely doing anything to impact this team. This is Sam Darnold, part of how JSN, maybe the most talented player entering into the Super Bowl, which is saying something, had 1,700 yards. Now, Sam Darnold is not why JSN is successful, but I'm pointing to the fact that Sam Darnold's been getting that ball downfield. This is not dink and dunk Sam Darnold barely doing much of anything. This is a pass game that was very explosive through the first 10 weeks of the season, cooled off a little bit, and then turned up again against the Rams.
Yeah, this is a guy who has won games through the air, who has had his up and downs, right? Obviously turning the football over. But when you needed plays to be made the most, even in the losses, he was right there. Buccaneers had a chance to win the ball game. Niners had a chance to win the ball game. Rams had a chance to win the ball game, won the ball game against the Rams, played the game he was supposed to play against the Niners in the playoffs, and then led the charge in that second round or the second game of the playoffs and threw it for over 300 yards. Yeah, you have to look at Sam Darnold. It's been such a roller coaster with Sam Darnold because I think we're finally to the part of the season to where you can make a conclusion on him if you wanted to, right? You're maybe a chapter ahead, but you kind of see the movie already. You can tell which direction the movie can go. You ever watch those movies where they give you alternate endings like A, B, or C? Which one do you want to see?
Yeah, but I always look up the endings to movies before I finish them.
That's no fun.
But yes, I know what you're saying.
So I'm looking at the ending, and I say, all right, there's 3 ways this can go. The Hawks win, Sam balls out. The Hawks win, run game dominates. The Hawks lose, and nothing else matters. Even if the Hawks were to lose to the Patriots, I'm looking at Sam Darnold as the franchise quarterback for the next 2 to 3 seasons, a guy that you can trust, a guy who can win big games, and a guy you can build an offense around. So, yes, I think this has been the best free agent signing of all time under John Schneider. Congratulations, maybe in Seahawk history, especially if they win this Super Bowl. And we understand who he is at this point.
You mentioned, it's about also who he is in the locker room someone on the text line said that. This from Brady Henderson.
And it just is so routinely evident how highly Sam Darnold's teammates regard him. That was not the case with Geno Smith. I'm sure a lot of guys liked him, but he did not resonate across the board with teammates, did not endear himself in nearly the way that Sam Darnold has. And that was a factor in the Seahawks' decision to move on from Geno Smith and sign Sam Darnold as his replacement. Obviously, they tried to extend Geno Smith, but there was only a limit to how far they were going to go to re-sign him. And when they ran into a snag, they were sort of half-heartedly traveling down that road in the first place. And then Geno Smith balked at the contract offer. Meanwhile, Sam Darnold is over there not getting franchise tag. They anticipated he was going to be available. and they had a lot of really good intel, both from people in their building and outside, about the kind of guy he was.
Personality and chemistry matters. That's also part of what makes this a great free agent signing.
You know, one of the things I liked about Geno was his competitive spirit, right? I can appreciate that. You know, Geno did not care. He rubbed people the wrong way. He was emotional on the football field, and sometimes that helped him, sometimes that hurt him. I think for the most part, when we look at quarterbacks who aren't the elite of the elite, right? You're a good quarterback. There's a certain demeanor that is conducive to this team, like rallying around you. Tom Brady can yell out he wants to. Peyton Manning can do the same. Mahomes can do that. He doesn't really do that. There are a few guys who could. What's that?
He does.
Yeah, there's a few guys that can do that. And Geno was that dude without the prestige of those other guys.
Yeah.
I could play with Geno. It doesn't bother me. I think Sam Darnold is perfect for this situation, right? He's a veteran guy who's been through a lot. You got to lead some young fellas, but you also got to mix him with the older guys. And for this team, his even keel, calm demeanor, I think it works better. Now, who knows? Geno could have been here with this group, and that could have worked. I don't know. But the less combative you are, if you're not the elite quarterback, I think the better it is for the team.
I agree. Let's get to the spicy part of this two-part question. The first part's easy. Both of us are in agreement there on whether or not Sam Darnold's the best free agent signing in Seahawks history. And to be fair, most of the text line is as well. Yes, a resounding yes. Second part, what about NFL history?
See, I got to do more research for that.
Okay.
I got to do more research.
Okay, I have an early answer. Right now, no.
Okay.
But I think that he's right at the top, as in, like, it's like a multi-way tie, maybe not overall first place. It was hard not to immediately go to quarterbacks for this answer. There have been many phenomenal franchise-altering non-quarterback free agent signings around the league, okay? Just last year, Saquon Barkley with the Eagles. Hi, we have a very recent example.
Yep.
When you look at just quarterbacks, the ones that immediately came to my mind, Tampa Bay signing Tom Brady, New Orleans with Drew Brees, Denver with Peyton Manning, and then maybe Rams, Kurt Warner, right? Digging a little into history there.
This is why Sam is better than those.
Whoa.
Because you didn't know what to expect. Peyton Manning, you're expecting a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, you're expecting a Super Bowl.
Yes.
With Sam Darnold, no one was expecting a Super Bowl. So, and with those guys, you have to pay them top dollar as if they are the elite because of their resume.
I like that
With
take.
Sam Darnold, it's like, all right, we're going to take a gamble on you. We're not going to pay like the elite. We're going to pay like just above average, and let's hope this thing works out.
Okay, what about compared to Drew Brees? Curtis pointed this out earlier. Drew Brees ended up playing for the longest of those quarterbacks with that team.
Yeah.
Now, they only went to and won one Super Bowl. Probably should have gone to another. We didn't forget that no call on
Nickel
defensive
Roby
pass
Coleman,
interference.
cough.
Cough. But frankly, they had some heartbreaking NFC Championship game appearances in general. That Saints team had some great years for a long time with Drew Brees.
Yeah.
What about longevity?
That's a
playing
good one.
role?
That's a good one. I mean, Drew Brees, it's especially because the Saints took a risk because of his shoulder, right? They weren't too confident that his shoulder was going to hold it. That's pretty much why the Chargers let him go and they bring in Phillip Rivers. Now, I think that's a good one. Longevity matters. And when Drew Brees was acquired by the Saints, like, what was his profile at the time? We knew he was a good quarterback, but was he considered top 5 at the time?
No, some injury questions. There was a shoulder injury, right?
Yeah, he
coming up?
had a pretty gruesome shoulder injury.
Yeah, so it was like, okay, can he still be as prolific? I mean, anytime someone becomes a free agent, there's a question as a quarterback.
Yeah. Listen, I think that up to this point, you can put Sam Darnold in the conversation with all those guys. But at the end of the day, we have to see how this game plays out and how the next 2 or 3 years play out. But I think that he's in the conversation simply because of expectations. No one expected him to lead this team to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
A lot of people didn't believe that he was going to win a big game or a playoff game.
Okay. I want to get back to the Saquon point. Is Sam Darnold a better free agent signing for the Seahawks than Saquon Barkley was for the Eagles? The Eagles actually won the Super Bowl. TBD for Seattle.
No, because that is a tough one because he did rush for 2,000 yards. That offense was crazy.
That offense was him.
But I think that's where I think time comes in.
Okay.
Because now his second year, he didn't look the same because the offensive line wasn't the same. I think that right now they're neck and neck because he definitely transformed that Phillies team. But a above average quarterback can affect a team better than a really good running back.
I agree. And I think, too, the thing that I settled on was of the quarterbacks that I looked at, unless there's one I'm completely blanking on, please someone correct me if I'm wrong, I couldn't find a free agent signing like a veteran quarterback for agent signing who won 2 Super Bowls with his new team. There are quarterbacks who have been to 2.
Yeah. Peyton Manning been to 2.
Yeah, Warner. But I could not find a free agent quarterback who won 2 Super Bowls with that team. Someone please correct me if I'm wrong. I figured, like, if Sam is fortunate enough to, he hasn't won 1 yet. I don't want to put the cart before the horse.
Right.
If he's fortunate enough to, I think you have to go all time. All time.
Yeah.
I think you have to.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you have Brees' longevity, at that point, when you get 2 rings from signing someone, even if you don't think he's the single best player on your team, it doesn't matter. He's the most important as quarterback.
Yeah. Importantness. I like that word.
The most important as quarterback. I made it really convoluted.
Hey, it worked, though.
Thank you. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, real
Headline Rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, biggest story in the NFL today is the Vikings have fired Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah as their GM. What's the real headline?
Sam Darnold's creating jobs in Seattle and taking them away in Minnesota.
Man, Sam Darnold is like a domino effect, man. Minnesota Vikings are questioning everything. You get rid of your GM. You come over here. People are low-key hating on him. It's like they flipped on him so much, and now they love him. He got you to a Super Bowl. Sam Darnold, one of the best comeback stories of someone's career, man. 7 years in the game. Everyone thought he was done. This has been sweet for him, and I just hope. I don't think this is in his personality, but I hope he's sitting around having a beer with his boys and just talking that stuff, man. Like, man, they were hating on me. Look at me now. I don't think it's in him. He's the guy to kind of just take the compliments and dish out love to everybody else, but somebody, Sam, you got to talk to somebody and just let it loose.
I think it helps that he's really good friends with Josh Allen. So I wonder if it helps that one of your friends is the one getting all the spotlight all the time. So you're kind of used to being like, oh, okay, I'll be over here.
Right.
You know, even though you were a number 3 overall pick, it's just, you know, you're kind of used to kind of taking a sidestep to a friend who gets a ton of attention all the time.
If he's friends with Josh Allen is talking that talk for him.
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely. What's next?
Headline Rewrites.
Headline number 2, Davis Webb has pulled out of the Raiders coaching search, leaving just Clint Kubiak, Seahawks offensive coordinator, as the last remaining candidate. What's the real headline?
Adam Schefter reports it's Clint's job to lose, which is ironic considering that losing jobs is kind of the Raiders' brand.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
This offense was the worst overall, 28th on third down, 32nd when it comes to scoring. But here's what can attract him, I guess, right? You got the number 1 pick. You have Brock Bowers. Genty had a better season than what people recognize. Max Crosby, we'll see what happens over there. You got the 2nd most salary cap space. And then there's a bunch of good offensive linemen who are available. You can go out and buy yourself some offensive linemen. You can try to tweak the defense. But there's a way that the Raiders can sell this to Clint Kubiak. Look, we got the number 1 pick. We got all this money. There's a bunch of offensive linemen who are ready. Come over here, and you can be like the mini GM and help us build this thing. If I'm the Raiders, that's the way I'm selling it to him. But if I'm Clint Kubiak, I'm looking at just what's happening over here, how young we are, the potential that there is to really go on a 2 or 3 year run where you're one of the best in the game. But it comes down to just money and what wifey wants to do, honestly.
Headline Rewrites.
Headline number 3, the NFL's Pro Bowl games are taking place this weekend in Santa Clara. What's the real headline?
The Seahawks will have no representatives present, but in this case, that's good news.
Yeah, great news. That means we're still playing.
Yeah.
You know what I love about the Pro Bowl games is I can
Stop
see
yourself.
I can see myself
Stop.
competing in them.
No,
I can see
wait,
myself.
Love about the
hang
Pro
on.
Bowl games?
I can see myself
Couple
competing
things.
in it. It's like it's not real football. It's flag. I can go out there and run and play flag.
With
You want me to-
24-year-olds?
You want me to run through a fake brick wall and a
Michael
relay?
Bumpus.
Yeah, I can compete.
What you love about the Pro Bowl games?
Yeah.
He's got a sickness, Curtis. Please don't make
Yes.
fun of him.
Touch grass.
You know what Bump's doing this
Experience sunlight this weekend.
weekend? Watching film.
I know. He's going to be drawing up concepts from the flag football portion of the game.
I'm
being
gonna.
like, oh,
what I'm
that
gonna
might
do
work.
is sneak into first class just to take a picture, which I won't be able to. It's gonna be like a bridesmaid scene where it's me, Mrs. Iglesias. I'm gonna try to take a picture of Bump watching film. I can guarantee you, he's gonna be like watching
Bringing the
film.
iPad out,
Yeah,
yeah.
a little loser.
Dweeb.
What a nerd.
This is my equivalent to whatever Matthew does during his spare time.
Watch Doctor Who.
Reading books, yeah.
Okay, they're both accurate, but I don't like the tone in which they were said.
Matt knows how to read.
Boring.
Boring. Matt, I bet you learned to read at a young age. How old were you?
I don't remember.
What a loser. Am I right?
He's in the advanced reading class.
Were you?
I was.
Of course.
I was the top book it student in my
Wow.
school.
Is that the same as accelerated reader?
I was going to ask if that was AR.
Yeah.
No, but you got like a free Pizza Hut pizza when you read like 20 books.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. How'd you prove that you read the books, though?
They would like give you a little quiz.
Okay.
Like the teacher would like
Yeah,
jump to a random
that
page
was-
and be like, what did this?
That was the accelerated reader
Alright.
thing, is
Alright.
that you'd read the book and then you'd have to take a 10-question quiz
Yeah.
online.
Yeah, and then
you
you
get
ace it.
points, yeah.
I was always a very advanced
You know what's
reader.
crazy? Is you say you take a test online. That's how much older I am of you. I didn't take no test online until I was in college.
Oh, how did you sign your
I faxed it in. Letter of intent, baby. Faxed it
That's
in.
my favorite.
Did you go to like a Kinko's or something?
No, I went to my principal's office at Culver City High School and just did the thing. It was a big deal. A lot of people there.
I think I'm old, but I am young enough to not know how to fax something.
You don't know how to fax something?
No, I know how to make copies of something.
It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Dialing the
I could
number,
figure it out. I could
slide the
figure it
paper
out.
in.
I know my way
There's,
around a printer.
Brenna had to fax something about a year ago or so.
Yeah.
And
I'm like right at the cutoff.
We were like, where even is a fax machine? Turns
Right.
out, King County Library. Any
Of
King County
course.
library's got a fax machine.
Where are they
Who is
still taking?
accepting
Yeah,
fax?
that's what
I know,
wanna
right?
That's
I
crazy.
have no idea.
That's got to be like one of those subscription services. It's like a 24-hour fitness. They're like, yeah, no, you can cancel anytime. You have to do it by fax. Just don't want you to.
Planet Fitness makes you write a handwritten letter.
Stop.
Handwritten letter.
No, they don't.
Yes. I tried to cancel it during COVID.
A handwritten letter.
Handwritten letter. I'm like,
That's
you
a scam.
serious?
That's
yeah,
a
because they know we
scam.
don't want to do that. You take my $20, man.
Just write cancel.
Cancel. I am
That's
done
crazy.
with your service.
Gear up for the big game at Simply Seattle. Shop official Seattle playoff gear and custom Simply Seattle original designs. You can shop in-store or online, plus enter to win a $1,000 shopping spree. Now at simplyseattle.com. We heard a ton from John Schneider yesterday on With Wyman and Bob, including the moment he knew this team could be special. That's next on your home for the Super Bowl-bound Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
Spring training is right around the corner. And tomorrow, Seattle Sports is live from Mariners Fan Fest at T-Mobile Park, beginning at 12:30.
Listen to the roar of the crowd again.
Join Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer, broadcasters Gary Hill and Aaron Goldsmith, featuring your faves like Cal Raleigh, George Kirby, and more.
Swung on and missed.
The Hot Stove, live from Mariners Fan Fest at T-Mobile, tomorrow at 12:30 on the home of your AL West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
To me, the LJ way is to provide an experience that people really enjoy being a part of.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3,000.
Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit of federal refund into Credit Karma Money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Rain on game day doesn't faze Dave. He's already got his poncho. Just needs to do something about those wipers. So Dave heads to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner helps him get premium quiet wipers and some hand warmers.
You're all set.
Now, if only his team can handle the elements as well as his new wipers. Get wipers, glass cleaner, and more with no hassles, just help at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Guys, low energy, low drive, or strength not what it used to be? For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, start with a free T-check exam and consultation to get real answers. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. Call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply. Must medically qualify.
Do you like helping others? Become a Shiva volunteer in Whatcom County. Join the hundreds of volunteers across Washington state who help over 90,000 people each year with their Medicare options and questions. You don't have to know Medicare. We'll teach you. And if you're bilingual, even better. For more information and how to apply, call Shiva at 1-800-562-6900 or go to insurance.wa.gov.
Sponsored by the Office of the Insurance Commissioner and aired by the Washington State Association of Broadcasters and this station.
The all-new Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel is now open. A destination spa, stunning Cascade views. Also, check out Hawks Peak for game day. Over 66 TVs at Hawks Peak. Luxury is here. Book now at snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
The Boat Show, the Boat Show, the Big Seattle Boat Show.
The Big Seattle Boat Show is happening now through February 7th. It's the best time to buy with big selection, big discounts, and big fun for everyone. It's a big deal. Presented by Sundance Yachts and Port of Seattle. Make it a date Friday evenings with Boat Show After Dark, featuring unforgettable ambiance, music, food, beer, and wine. Details and discount tickets at seattleboatshow.com.
The new year is finally here, and you could kick the new year off right by getting in shape and making Top Fitness your first stop. Hey, Brock Heward here with my friends at Top Fitness, where their stores are celebrating the new year with some great deals. You could take your New Year's resolution seriously with the very best fitness gear there is set up in your home by our professional installers. They sell the best quality products available. Brands like Precor, True, Octane, Inspire, and Hyrox. Come in now and check out the best deal of deals on treadmills. They're Precor 885 treadmills that are lease returns normally sell for over $13,000, now only $36.99, including a full 3-year warranty. This is the same commercial treadmill sold to health clubs worldwide. And every new treadmill, elliptical, and home gym, well, they're all on sale. They got the largest selection of home fitness equipment in Washington, and their staff will show you why. It's no secret why everybody from pro athletes to personal trainers love their stores. Locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Get ready for game day. Join us at Dick's Sporting Goods at Tacoma Mall this Saturday, January 31st from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sunday, February 1st from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for a Nike football event. Enjoy a live DJ, fun photo ops, and more. Plus, check out the newest Seahawks gear to get you ready for the big game. It's the ultimate football weekend. Don't miss out. It's all at Dick's Sporting Goods at the Tacoma Mall. See store for details.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Bump, I've asked you before when you thought this team could be good this year. When did you think they could be special? Like Super Bowl good? Especial.
Same answer. After they beat them
Thursday
Rams,
Night
man.
Football.
Because the Rams have been a thorn in our backside for years, man. And to do it in dramatic fashion, to handle Puka's 225 yards, to give up big plays and then still respond every single time. I thought that was huge, man, because you got to be able to, because you feel like in the path to the Super Bowl, there are going to be some rough times, right? You're going to, offense isn't going to execute, defense not going to execute. Yeah, like there's so much drama that happens. Can you handle the drama, especially against a team that has whooped your butt? I think what they said, Matthew Stafford was like 6-1 against the Seahawks. Like, that's real. So once I saw that, I figured they could handle that stress of being in close games.
Now, part of being a team and constructing a team, playing on a team, is that you end up believing long before people watching do. I think the vast majority of people probably started believing they were special when we did around that Thursday night football game. John Schneider's job is to put together this team, so he's going to believe a little bit sooner. This is what he told Wyman and Bob when asked when he felt like this team could be special.
Yeah, I knew we were on the right track. I think when I knew we were what felt like ahead of schedule was at training camp last year, where I saw how Sam was interacting with his teammates and the coach, the new offensive staff, how seamless that group was coming in here and assimilating to our culture and to Coach Mike's philosophy, and Jason Edges and 12 was one, and their buy-in and obviously the way we finished the previous year with the defense. I truly believe defense wins championships, and so from that point offensively, it did feel like we were a little bit ahead of schedule. From a team building aspect, nothing. I told you guys before. I mean, nothing's really changed since 2010 in our quest to improve in all aspects of our football operation every single day. That's being able to pivot and make hard decisions and be ready for option A, B, and C. Look around the corner and see what's coming and not feel like you're behind the eight ball.
Realizing there was a natural fit there for Sam Darnold and for the new offensive staff is what I took from his answer. Like I knew we could be good. It's what you plan on. But ahead of schedule, yeah, that's ahead of schedule. When you have a brand new quarterback, a brand new OC, and they just fit.
It's their first time together, first year together. And it seems like Kubiak understands Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold understands Kubiak and his offense. And for the most part, he's going to make the right decision, especially as of late. Okay, there were times where, there's always that, it's not like a rookie wall, but I feel like it's like a get-to-know-you wall, to where, all right, I'm going to start making mistakes. Your play calling's not going to align with where I am. We got to try to figure something out. And they went through that, and they figured it out. What did they do? They leaned on the run a bit more. It's like, all right, we need a third party. We need a therapist. Come in and talk to us. Run game was like, I got y'all. Okay, Kubiak, you sit down. Sam, you sit down. Let's work this thing out. I'm going to show you how to do this. And then you find your groove again. But that's in sports, man. It's in anything. Stacy, sometimes I'm out there playing golf, and I'm on fire, Stacy.
Okay.
I'm on fire.
I'm going to go to the next cut.
All right? There's fades, there's draws.
Matt,
I'm on fire.
if you could turn his mic down.
Let me finish my thought.
Oh, enough golf. Okay, let him finish his thought.
Y'all some haters, man. Go to the next one, man.
This is your golf warning.
You messed up my whole vibe.
No, you got to put $1 in the golf jar.
It's
okay.
over.
Okay.
Messing my whole vibe. People want to hear this. Just because y'all don't want to hear it don't mean people don't want to hear it.
Okay, go ahead, Mom.
No, it's over. The vibe is over. It's over. On to the next one.
I can guarantee you'll come up with another golf analogy somehow.
Eventually, of course.
I know that you will. John Schneider on what's led to a lot of recent draft successes.
Nolan Teasley and Trent Kirshner, Matt Barry, Willie, Armani, Aaron. Our self-scouting's we've really done a nice job with that, challenging each other to look in the mirror, look at our blemishes and see how we can improve, whether it's process or just decision-making, and what's worked and what hasn't worked especially well. And so I think it just feels like it's been a little bit more clear the last, several years. And we're going to keep trying to improve as we go, which we always have. So it's kind of hard to say. I will say, from a draft standpoint, and this is primarily my fault, there was a period in there where we had too many players on our board. Personally, I was concerned about what the cap casualty guys were going to be and how we're going to replace those guys. And so we need more players instead of saying, no, who are the real Seahawks?
I thought it was interesting to hear him talk about some of those changes. And we were just identifying too many people we wanted to keep, too many people that we liked, too many people we thought would be a fit here. And then it was narrow down the requirements. What are the 3 principles? What are the 3 things you want?
Yeah, I would assume that's like dating, right? You got all these people that you're interested in. You're like, man, he's beautiful, she's beautiful. And then you got to all right, what are the 3 core things that are non-negotiables? Like, these are things that I need. That's probably what they got into. But that's, I think that's part of becoming a good GM, right? You have to do that. I wonder what's the GM's name in Philly? What's his name?
Howie Roseman.
Yeah, Roseman. What was his process like? He didn't just hit the scene and become that guy. You got to go through these trials. So identifying that, I think, is huge. That's the problem with most anything, like with athletes or work or relationships. Like, you got to identify what the problem is first, and then let's work on it.
Well, and you can probably see, it's not like he talked about this, but it's like everyone can sit here and say, oh, Malik McDowell, what a bad pick. Malik McDowell was projected as a first-rounder, like mid to late first-rounder, ended up slipping because of character questions.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see as a GM, you're looking at freaky athleticism, and you're like, oh, my God, like, this is someone I want on the board too, right? It's making picks when you're like, well, what? There are things that I do like about this person,
right.
But make sure they have all three things. Here's a bit more on how they focused on getting the right kind of player.
Quite honestly, Matt, Barry, and Trent did a really good job of saying, "Hey, man, you got way too many people on the board. Like, we need to cut back and really zero in on what a Seahawk is. And a tough, smart, reliable, our kind of culture, person, and player, competitor. Our grit scale, our competitor scale. So all that stuff. I think that I think the guys have just done an amazing job of challenging each other on what, best processes.
Tough, smart, reliable. Check all three boxes.
Yep.
1, not enough. 2, not enough. Tough, smart, reliable.
Tough, right? You got to be able to, this is a physical game, and it can be physically tough, mentally tough. What's the other one? Reliable?
Smart, reliable.
Smart. You got to be able to pick up the scheme, right? You got to be able to execute the plays we want you to execute. Reliable. Be where you're supposed to be. Don't get us in trouble on and off the field. I think those are solid boxes to check.
Someone said, be prepared for a 0-star review on this app every time Stinky ruins a great golf analogy.
Don't do the 0, though. Just forgive her. Don't do the 0, all right?
Someone said, I would have loved to have a golf analogy.
I'm saying people want to hear it. Just because it ain't your cup of tea.
I know.
I'll let you talk about your reality TV, Housewives. I don't know who Rebecca is.
Sorry.
I don't know who she is. But you know what I do? I sit here. I give you my eyes. I nod. I support you. I let you go.
I'm sorry. You're right. Thank you for listening to me talk about Rebecca.
Is there a Rebecca on the show? No.
That's okay. There's an Amanda.
Okay.
There's a Kyle.
Amanda. I should have went. That's so common.
Yeah, Amanda. You could have said there's Dorit.
Dorit? That's a girl or a guy?
It's a woman. They're all women.
Okay.
Kyle's a woman.
Kyle's a woman, too?
Kyle's a woman.
Wow.
Yeah.
Remember when girls, I grew up with a girl named Michael. Remember when that was a thing?
Drake May's wife's name is Ann Michael.
Really?
Like hyphenated. Yeah. Ann Michael.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize Michael was, no, I don't remember that. I didn't realize Michael was a girl's name.
Growing up, I knew at least 2 girls named Michael.
I got us off the track again.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it happens.
Sorry.
It happens.
Okay, let's see if, I want to just play something, and I'm like, can Bump make it a golf analogy? This is now the challenge as I get to the final one. Why this team has the right blend of players and personalities.
Yeah, I think the mix of the personalities is that's on point. You have it's a perfect blend. I say perfect. I didn't mean to say it like that. I think it's a really nice blend of veteran experience, dogs, young guys that are hungry to learn from the vets, have a healthy respect, but yet like having the vets treat them like, hey man, we're gonna need you. We're not gonna like hey rookie, go sit in the corner for the season. Like no, like if you want to be a championship team, you gotta bring the young pups along too. And these guys have really done a nice job with that.
They have. I really love the team chemistry, and I feel like they incorporate a lot of the young guys, give them a ton of credit too.
They when I was playing, it was rookies are seen, not heard. I don't think that's the case with this group. I was the old school way of rookie, just shut up, do what you're supposed to do, and if you're lucky, you make a few plays, we'll holler at you. Whereas this team is like, nah, come sit with us, chop it up, let's get it.
Washington's biggest night out for sports is almost here. The 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards. This star-studded event brings together athletes and icons behind our favorite teams and unforgettable moments. Be a part of history and cast your vote for the men's and women's Sports Star of 2025, representing the best of Washington sports. You can also vote for Sports Story of the Year. Voting is open now through February 14th. Head to seattlesports.org to make your voice heard. Winners will be announced live at the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards presented by Microsoft on Friday, March 13th. Don't miss out. Vote now and be part of the celebration. All right, we know how the Seahawks can get a win in Super Bowl 60. We've talked about it a ton. So let's find out how the Patriots want to beat the Seahawks. That's next on your home for the Super Bowl-bound Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
He's the man on the call for Super Bowl 60.
Darnold taking a shot downfield for a touchdown.
Mike Tirico, exclusively with Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
This is your first. Oh my gosh, congrats.
It is a privilege. Only 12 other people have called the prior 59 Super Bowls. So to join that really elite fraternity is amazing, and still pinch myself. I still don't believe it's real. Maybe when I get on the air, maybe I'll realize then that it's real.
Listen to the full convo on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy, inviting you to come work with IRG. And Shannon, what kind of staff are you looking for at IRG?
Brock, we're looking for all kinds of clinical staff, physical therapists, occupational therapists, athletic trainers, certified occupational therapy technicians, physical therapy assistants, you name it on the clinical side. We are looking for those folks. But we are really looking for folks that want to come to an organization that want to be part of our culture and change the culture and work with us to provide the best care and service we can to our patients, our team, and our community. So those clinical people out there, we're looking for you. We also provide advanced certification. We want to provide you mentorship. We want you to grow personally and professionally here at IRG.
With over 40 clinics throughout the Pacific Northwest, you've got the opportunity to work in the city you want. Just head over to irgpt.com/careers. That's irgpt.com/careers.
You know, this is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about, but if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/game for 20% off. trustandwill.com/GAME.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
Hi, I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, ultra-low sugar brain and body fuel. Our IQ Bar plant protein bars help you refuel smarter. Our IQ Mix Zero Sugar Hydration Mixes help you hydrate harder, and our IQ Joe Instant Mushroom Coffees help you caffeinate larger. All three product lines boost physical performance, but they also boost mental performance via nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane. Right now, you can try our epic IQ Bar Ultimate Sampler Pack with 9 protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 coffee sticks. Win your day with clean ingredients, amazing taste, and superior brain and body nutrition. Try IQ Bar today.
Get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text IQ Bar to 64,000. Text IQ Bar to 64,000 to get this exclusive radio offer. That's IQ Bar to 64,000.
Do you like helping others? Become a Shiva volunteer. In Lewis County, join the hundreds of volunteers across Washington state who help over 90,000 people each year with their Medicare options and questions. You don't have to know Medicare. We'll teach you. And if you're bilingual, even better. For more information and how to apply, call Shiva at 1-800-562-6900 or go to insurance.wa.gov.
Sponsored by the Office of the Insurance Commissioner and aired by the Washington State Association of Broadcasters and this station.
The only place to hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
Can you believe it?
Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Let's talk about hockey. Don't you love a sport where it's almost fair game to throw off your gloves and bare knuckle it in that gray area? Hockey brings excitement, intensity, passion, often drinking. It's like a party with a puck. If you enjoy too many shots at the bar while watching slap shots on the ice, don't try to make a breakaway because the police won't just stonewall your goal. They're much more likely to throw you in that penalty box. And it won't be just a few minutes to think about what you did. Go ahead, enjoy cracking one open. Just don't overdo it. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com for your free private consultation. Hockey is one of the only sports where you can wrap around the goal and there's no out of bounds. But the roadway is a different story. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Joined in less than 15 minutes by the Athletic Football Show's Robert Mays to preview Super Bowl 60. Before we do, let's talk about how the Patriots want to beat the Seahawks. Always good to understand what your enemy wants to do. Let's go to Ben Volin. Ben Volin joined us from the Boston Globe yesterday on The Huddle, and we asked him first, tell us what's been so special about Drake May's season.
It was his deep passing. Drake May led the league in completion percentage, around 72%. And it wasn't just like dinking and dunk. It wasn't horizontal passes. He was really pushing the ball down the field. And if you look at like the next gen stats and some of the analytics, he was like one of the 2 or 3 best deep ball passers in the NFL, which really impressive, you know, given how many his high completion percentage. But just this is an element, a big play element that has been missing from the Patriots offense, not only since Brady was here, but really the last couple of years of Brady, they didn't have much of a downfield offense.
All right, let's stop here. One thing that's been so impressive about Drake May's season is not just that he was an accurate passer, but that he was an accurate and explosive passer. Bump, what's that mean going against a Seahawks defense that has, for the most part, shut down explosive plays, except for against Matthew Stafford, where they allowed far too many? What can we expect here?
I think we can expect the Patriots to do some of the things that the Rams did because it's a copycat league. Everyone has heard that and probably have said that. So if a team is having success with a certain concept, a certain formation, it's your duty to at least test them and say, can you handle it with our guys? The difference is there's no Puka Nacua over there with the Patriots. Mm-hmm. You do have Diggs. I'm going to talk about him in 4-down territory. You do have Booty over there. You have Kyle Williams. You have Hunter Henry. You have some guys who can make some plays, but you do not have a Puka Nacua. You don't even have a Devontae Adams. You have a kind of like a poor man's version over there. But the Rams personnel allows McVay to do some of the things that he does. I think no matter who's over there, McVay's going to run his offense, but the personnel just makes it explosive. So, yes, you got to respect Drake May, a guy who throws over 30 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, has explosive plays. You got to respect it, but Josh Daniels is not going to change his offense completely because the Rams were explosive, because he understands I don't have those guys, and you got to call things within your offense, right, using your language and your philosophy. Will we see something that the Rams did against the Seahawks? I can guarantee it, but you got to run your stuff.
Is that to you the most the biggest key about Drake May heading into this one, or is it something else?
Say it again?
Is Drake May's ability to have some explosive downfield passes the most important thing, or are you looking at Drake May going, I don't know, man, I'm kind of looking at this or watching for this?
I think the thing that can hurt the Seahawks the most with this offense is Drake May and his off-schedule throws. I think that's what most defenses, even if you have a disciplined defense, one of the best in the game like you do with the Seahawks, when you're asking DBs to cover for 4 or 5 seconds, someone's going to get loose eventually. It stresses the defense out so much because when you get that quarterback outside the pocket too, now the first and second levels have eyes on the quarterback and they're reacting. You got to respect the space that he may have if he's rolling to the right side and can run for a first down. You get guys to bite, and that's where the over-the-top and intermediate passes come through. So, yeah, man, I think if Drake May can have some time, he can make some throws. But I think where he's most dangerous for these guys are the off-schedule ones.
All right. The question was how the Patriots want to beat the Seahawks. We talked about Drake May. Let's get to the defense. Here's Ben Volen.
They just have a lot of talent at all three levels. The guys up front have been pretty disruptive. I mentioned those two defensive tackles, Milton Williams and Christian Barmore, per next-gen stats, like the most disruptive defensive tackle duo in the league this year, like the two of them. Especially, Milton Williams missed 5 games, but when they're healthy, those two are very disruptive, and they were the reason that the Broncos failed on that 4th and 1 pass. That was such a crucial play in the game in the AFC Championship. The Patriots, they don't have elite edge rushers, but good high-energy guys, especially K'Lavon Chaisson. He's a former first-round pick who's been a really nice find for them this year. And then their secondary is excellent between Christian Gonzalez, who's one of the top 3 corners in the game. Carlton Davis is a solid number 2, a press man corner. And then Marcus Jones is just an absolute spark plug at nickel corner, a total playmaker for them.
How the Patriots want to beat the Seahawks? Have the secondary create chaos, take JSN out, and take the ball away from Sam Darnold. I think that's what they want to do.
Yeah, that's the game plan. That should be the game plan. But at this point, right, the way that this team has been playing, if a team says you got to make them run the football, you feel good about that? I do.
Yeah.
I feel good about the run game. They say, oh, you gotta make Sam Darnold beat you. You feel good about that?
Yeah.
I feel good about it at this point. You gotta take Jason out the game. Thanks, Chris Simmons. Great take. You feel good about that? Yeah, because there are other people, and you're not gonna take Jason completely out the game.
Yeah.
Great receivers, you don't take completely out the game. So whatever they want to do, I think the Seahawks will be able to pivot and adjust their game because they ran the football well. They've thrown the football well. Tight ends have had a couple of games. The explosive, like one explosive from Rashid Shaheed will change the way that they play this game, right? That's why I love that first drive. You went up top to Rashid and said, don't forget about Deuce because he will get you. I love that you found space for Cooper Kupp in the red zone to score. All 3 receivers, all your 1 through 3s made plays. So whatever they want to do, whatever they want to take away, I think the Hawks will be just fine.
I know that you're going to have more film study, not just on the plane, but also while we're out there. So we're going to answer this question a couple times. Is there something we might have missed here in terms of how you think the Patriots want to beat Seattle?
I think they want to slow the game down. I think that's the type of game that they want. They want to slow the game down. All the cliches come into play. Keep the ball out of Sam Darnold's hands. Slow the game down. Don't turn the football over. They want to slow it down. They want to force turnovers. I feel like that is the way that they stay in this game.
Is slowing it down to keep Seattle's offense from getting into a rhythm.
Yep, and just to beat you got to wear this defense down.
Yeah.
I know this is a great defense, but if they're out there for multiple back-to-back 10, 12, 13-play drives, you get tired. It's just they're human beings.
All right, make sure you are tuned in to Seattle Sports this weekend. We'll have the Hot Stove Show live from a sold-out Mariners Fan Fest this Saturday from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. Scheduled guests to include Jerry DiPoto, Cal Raleigh, George Kirby, Gabe Spire, Emerson Hancock. And then on Sunday, we're going to be replaying the entire NFC Championship game, so relive the highlights starting at noon. The Athletic Football Show's Robert Mays helps us preview Super Bowl 60. Coming up next on your home for the Super Bowl-bound Seahawks, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Seahawks General Manager John Schneider.
The NFL Executive of the Year. You bring in NFL royalty.
Office reeks of rich mahogany. Many leather-bound books.
Exclusively with Wyman and Bob on Seattle Sports.
I think it's the ultimate organizational award because of everything that goes into all the decisions that we're making, throughout the acquisition process every single year, and that's the guts of the organization that help us.
Watch the full interview on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health. It's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Join us at Dick's Sporting Goods at Tacoma Mall this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for a Nike football event with live DJ, photo ops, and more. Plus, check out the newest Seahawks gear for the big game. See store for details.
This week's First Mark Challenge victory, well, it goes to Mike. Hey, Mike, why did you call First Mark Insurance?
My wife and I moved here from New York City and found this great guy. It got pricey, but because he was good to us over the years, we stayed loyal to him. But then one day I got an increase that was quite unacceptable. So I made one phone call. I didn't do any shopping. My wife told me to call First Mark.
Mike, were they able to save you and your family money?
Oh, yes. It was over $100 a month.
What would you tell others they can expect when they call First Mark?
The most competitive pricing that you can find. And they had terrific customer service. Even if you're on the phone with them, you can tell they have a smile on their face, so you can tell they love what they're doing.
Do you wish you would have made that call earlier?
I was just kicking myself as you were speaking because I didn't do it sooner.
Well, you just heard. Mike did it. My family did it. You got to do it too. It's totally free. Take the First Mark Challenge. See how much they can save you and how much better your coverage will get. Maybe you will be our next First Mark Challenge victory. Just go to firstmarkinsurance.com. That's firstmarkinsurance.com.
Our number one thing with them is always like, hey, welcome someone in and assure them that they're in the right place. We're going to take care of them.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
This year's tax changes. Better not get caught snoozing. Miss one deduction, lose thousands. Not amusing.
Big tax changes can mean bigger refunds at Jackson Hewitt. And right now, get $100 just to try us.
Don't worry, tax filers. If money is tight, get $100 from Jackson Hewitt, so you'll sleep better at night.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Save more on the brands pros trust at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances and choose from our wide lineup of top brands. Plus, save $100 on a Little Giant 22-foot multi-position ladder. Now just $189. Built for strength, flexibility, and job site versatility. Pros, these savings will only be here for a limited time. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/30. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
You know, this is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about, but if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/plan to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/plan for 20% off. Trustandwill.com/PLAN.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Breaking earlier this morning, the Minnesota Vikings are firing GM Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah. The Athletics' Diana Rossini first on the report. The Vikings won 14 games last season with Sam Darnold at the helm, moved on from him in free agency, and then fell to 9-8 this past season. The Bills are rounding out the rest of their coaching staff after promoting offensive coordinator Joe Brady to head coach. Buffalo has hired Broncos senior assistant Pete Carmichael to be Brady's new OC.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. from the Quantum Fiber Studio
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Robert Mays, host of the Athletic Football Show, joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Robert, how's it going?
Doing well. How are you?
Fantastic. I'll start with this point. I read the other day that this is the unlikeliest Super Bowl pairing in the last 50 years. Now, I think New England is probably carrying the bulk of that with one of the longest odds to make the Super Bowl. But still, I think a lot of people had Seattle. I read it at 60-1. Some people had them maybe second or third place in the NFC West. I don't know how many people, including myself, saw them getting to a Super Bowl. Because we're here in Seattle, I wanted to start there. How surprised are you to see Seattle here in Super Bowl 60?
I mean, definitely surprised. And if you look at it, I believe the Seahawks and the Patriots had the same preseason over-under win total. I think it was 8.5 for each of those teams. And you just don't usually see teams with those sort of preseason expectations go to the Super Bowl, let alone two of them in the same year. And with Seattle, I mean, I've thought about this a lot over the course of the season. I mean, I believe that the Seahawks could have the best defense in the NFL. I thought that coming into the year. I said it many times in the preseason. You look at what they were over the second half of last year, and the arrow was pointed so far up on that side. The offense just had so many question marks. I mean, you have Sam Darnold after 1 year as a starter with the Vikings where he was throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson. And then you have an offensive coordinator that, I mean, the Saints had two incredible games at the beginning of last season, and then the entire offense imploded in part because of injuries. So what do we make of Clint Kubiak? You have a receiving core where JSN is now clearly your number one receiver, and at that point, he's a good player, but can you build an entire passing game through JSN? And obviously, the offensive line was a disaster last year. And so you have all of these questions about what the offense is going to be, and every single one of those questions turned out about as well as it possibly could have for the Seahawks. Every single one. Every single 50-50 proposition or, kind of coin flip element of who they'd be on that side of the ball turned out as good as it possibly could have for them. And so with that happening on offense and the defense being even better than even the most optimistic people could have predicted, you get a team like this. You get the best team in the NFL.
What is it about Mike Macdonald's defense that gives people so much trouble? He doesn't blitz a lot, right? He does blitz from depth, but what do you see that gives teams the most trouble?
The players are really good. That helps. I mean, the talent is insane. And I think Mike would even start there if he was trying to lay this out, right? I mean, You look at what the position groups in the back and the front specifically, and just the depth of both of them. I mean, the Seahawks go what, 6 or 7 deep along the defensive line? Like I made this joke yesterday on our show. It's like hockey lines. I mean, you can just sub them out in total, and their backup defensive line, like the Seahawks' backup defensive 4, would be as good as a lot of other teams' starters. So I think that the way they built that group goes a long way, and the way that you've seen the depth show up on the back end and in the secondary is incredible. I mean, obviously, with Julian Love hurt for a good chunk of the year, Ty Okada has to play, and so you build up some of that safety depth, and then now you're in a spot where, because Wari plays in the slot, you got go 3 deep at outside corner because of Woolen, Josh Jobe, and Devin Witherspoon. And so the depth of the personnel is just remarkable, and then it's just so incredibly well coached. Like if you just look at the way that they're able to essentially play the way they want to play all the time and not allow offenses to take advantage of them. Most teams in the NFL can't sit there and play nickel to heavy personnel and defend the run even capably. The Seahawks aren't just a capable run defense. They have the best run defense in the NFL playing that way. And that's a combination of having the right players, the technique that's coached, so many different things. And then you watch them on the back end, and I mean, it's like a symphony when you watch them play zone defense. I mean, just how guys attach to routes, guys are never covering space, the way that they pass stuff off. It's a perfect confluence of having a ton of talent, having a ton of depth, and having that talent optimized and utilized in like the perfect ways possible all the time.
I wanted to talk about Sam Darnold and how you think he matches up against New England's secondary. And the reason I ask is if you would have asked me prior to certainly Seattle's playoff run, like if you were just to tell me Seattle gets to a Super Bowl, they're going to face the Patriots, but you can't see the next 2 games in the playoffs, I'd go, oh man, I'm worried about, the Patriots secondary, sticky in coverage. That defense was 4th in points. But it took all of that game against the Rams for me to feel more confident with Sam. I'm wondering if you feel the same and how you see that matchup between Seattle's offense and New England's secondary especially.
I mean, I think it's a really good one. And I think that Sam, for the most part, has played very well for a good chunk of this season. And there are going to be a couple moments a game potentially where he tries to take things a little bit too far, right? Where he's going to try to squeeze in the throw. He's going to hold on to the ball maybe a half second longer than he should. And I think that's okay just because that's how he's wired. That's how you get some of the great plays. And so I have a lot of faith in the Seahawks offense and in the Seahawks quarterback and in the guys calling the plays. Like, if you just watch the overall offensive performance against the Rams, the way that Sam played, which was phenomenal, but also just a plan that Clint Kubiak had for that Rams defense. I mean, especially in the second half, I just thought he went on an absolute heater. And so if you watch the way that the Rams play or the Seahawks play that game from top to bottom, the coaching staff, the quarterback, everything, I think it'd be hard not to have a lot of confidence about what they can look like next week.
What about the Patriots, man? Their offense is one of the top scoring offenses in the regular season. Their defense is good as well. You can look at their schedule and say, all right, well, who have they played? But these are NFL players. What is the strength of this Patriots team, and how do they make this thing interesting?
I think the defense has just played so much better than the sum of its parts. I mean, there aren't a lot of stars on that side of the ball, but the defensive tackles specifically have played really well this year. And I think that if you look at just the coaching on that side and some of the things that they've really leaned into in the back half of the season, they make things hard on you, whether it's with some blitzes, some disguises. Like, it's just a well-coached unit with a couple very good players. On offense, the story's pretty simple. Like, their quarterback played phenomenal football, especially in the regular season. And they've played a lot of good defenses in the playoffs, and he's turned the ball over a decent amount, and the offense hasn't looked as good. But if you look at what he was over those 17 games, even if the competition wasn't great, he led the league in pretty much every efficiency metric you can look at. And so I think that he is the key driver of it. Like, it doesn't have to be that much more complicated. He played unbelievable this season when pressured on third down, pushing the ball down the field. Like, he is an excellent player, and I think that that's really kind of the rising tide that's affected them and kind of carried them on that side of the ball.
Do you think coaching experience in these kinds of games is ever a factor, or certainly a big one? Obviously, this is Mike Macdonald's first postseason overall, his second year. It's Vrabel's Vrabel's new with New England, but we know McDaniels has been here as an OC. We know Vrabel's been in big games before. Do you think that ever plays a factor?
I think it can. I don't know. I have so much inherent faith in what the Seahawks have done and who the Seahawks have been over this season and even into the playoffs that even if Mike Macdonald's never done it before, I think it's going to be hard to outcoach Mike Macdonald. I mean, you look at what the Rams did, and the Rams are really the only offense that has been able to give the Seahawks trouble this year. I mean, if you look at it, the only other game that kind of stands out is that Bucs game. And that is just kind of a strange back and forth game. I think the Rams are just uniquely positioned to attack the Seahawks in the sole areas on defense where they're a little bit vulnerable. The way that Stafford can throw the ball and access the middle of the field because of his arm and the way that he uses his eyes, very few quarterbacks can do that. And they have those receivers on the outside. That's the key difference between the Rams offense and the Niners offense is that the Rams can attack you outside the numbers down the field. They're willing to do that and able to do that. The Niners can't. And so even if I think the Niners and the Rams are both really quality offenses, it's the way they're good that allows them to approach Seattle differently. The Patriots can push the ball down the field, but Kayshon Boutte is not Devontae Adams. I just don't think that the one-on-one matchups you saw the Rams win are one-on-one matchups that I feel confident about the Patriots consistently winning. And so that's, to me, where the Seahawks have struggled, quote unquote, is when you can just beat them with talent on that side. And even if Drake May has played well, I'm just not sure the Patriots offense is set up to out-talent the Seahawks defense.
Yeah, like you said, man, talent kind of overcomes everything, no matter the scheme or whatnot. How impressive has Drake May been this year? You look at his numbers. I mean, he's in the running for the MVP. I think Matthew Stafford is going to take care of that thing. Did you see him being this good this early in his career?
No. I mean, I don't think anybody could have. He played well considering the circumstances last year. I mean, if you look at what the supporting cast was for the Patriots last season, they had the worst offensive line in the league, and they did not have a good set of pass catchers. And the Patriots offense wasn't good, but Drake May's numbers were so much better than they had any right to be. So I think you could have anticipated a significant step forward for him. I mean, they drafted 2 offensive linemen. They signed 2 more. They signed Stephon Diggs. I mean, they really paid to upgrade that roster. And so even going from terrible to average, you can see really impressive gains. And so him being like a decidedly quality quarterback this year, we're like, okay, you look at the Patriots numbers and they have the 13th best offense in the league. That I felt like was potentially on the table. But for him to be as good as he was and be an MVP candidate, I think that would have been hard to predict. And for me, it's just so many of the small things he does. Like, he's turned the ball over a lot in the playoffs, but during the regular season, I was just so impressed at how often he made the right play. And that was one of the questions about Drake May coming into the NFL, was that he made a lot of mistakes, took a lot of sacks. The decision-making was often not where it should be. And how much quality decision-making we had and how often we saw it from Drake May this season, that to me was the biggest surprise. He's talented enough where the explosive plays, the impressive plays are going to come. It was how often he made the right play that really stood out to me for him this year.
I'm wondering if you think that there's a lesson that the rest of the NFL could stand to learn from the Final Four or even the final 2 teams remaining.
I think there's a bunch of them. I mean, the first place I would go is if you look at those 4 teams that were standing on Conference Championship Sunday, the quality of their interior pass rushers is what jumps out to me first. I want to say that among those 4 teams, like 8 of the top 9 or 8 of the top 10 players in total pressures among interior defensive linemen were on those 4 teams. And that to me just doesn't feel like an accident. And I think there's been a growing thought over the last a couple years that interior defensive pass rush is as valuable as edge rushers, and I think we're slowly moving to that place. So that's definitely one of them. I think that if you look at the offenses specifically, I think that the offenses have done such a good job of dictating to defenses. You know, the Rams' ability to play with 3 tight ends this year, how much base defense the Seahawks had and how they wanted to throw the ball. The Patriots were up there too. And so I think there are some through lines. I don't know if there's any like magic bullet that counts up for all 4 of them.
What do you think about just the coaching matchup? You got 2 defensive guys in this league leading their teams. There's been a lot of defensive coaches hires as well. Stacy and I have been talking about, just how they're getting more love. But tell me about this matchup as far as the coaches and what stands out to you.
Yeah, I think the fact that they're both defensive guys does stand out. I think that is notable because we just don't really see a lot of that right now. 2-4-6-6. We just don't really see much of that right now. It's been an offense-driven league for a very long time, and I think there was always going to be kind of a natural pivot back because eventually the offensive pool of coaches was going to get overfished. You were going to be in a place like we are right now where, like, Nate Scheelhaase has been in the league for 2 years. He's not even the Rams offensive coordinator, and we're interviewing him for head coaching jobs. And he's an impressive guy, but like there's a lot of coaches getting fast-tracked on that side of the ball because teams have been chasing those offensive guys so often. And I think that's why somebody like Mike Macdonald is available and ready to be hired by a team like the Seahawks because there aren't that many defensive guys the teams have been chasing. And so if you can find the right guy, a special defensive coach, then he's going to give you as much of an advantage as somebody like Sean McVay. And I think that was the whole idea, right? Like you hired Mike Macdonald so he could be the defensive version of the McVays and the Shanahans and the guys you have to beat in that division. And I think that's exactly what has happened.
All right, Robert, my last question for you, I'm sorry, might be the most boring, but it's the one I'm very interested in, and it's just an actual prediction for this one. I'm not asking for a score prediction, but I am wondering what kind of game you're expecting, high scoring, low scoring, a defensive show-off, whatever it is, and then obviously your winner for Super Bowl Sunday.
I think I think it is going to be a low-scoring game. That's kind of what I would predict. Again, I think that I'm not sure that the Patriots offense has the juice to attack the Seahawks defense in the way that a team like the Rams could. And again, that's really the only team that's been able to threaten them consistently over the course of the year. And I think that the Patriots defense has played exceedingly well. I could see them giving the Seahawks not a ton of trouble, but I could see the Seahawks having stubbing their toe a couple times on that side of the ball. And so something in the range of like I don't know, like a 24-17 type game or like a 23-16 type game. Like that's pretty much how I see it going, just because I think the defenses on both sides are pretty darn good.
All right. He is host of the Athletic Football Show. And Robert, we always think it's funny interviewing people from podcasts we actually listen to. I feel like I'm talking to my podcast. It's very weird. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
No problem. Talk to you soon.
Have a good one. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, how do you think the Patriots will attack the Seahawks defense?
All right, so the Patriots are third in the NFL when it comes to the average drive when it comes to yards, right? 36.9. They've been, like I said, third in the league. Their opponents are averaging about 29.3. So this is what I think they want to do. They should do. I mean, most teams want to do this, right? But I think the way they're playing in the playoffs, right, there haven't been that many explosive plays. So what they want to do is slow this game down. Drake May has not pushed the ball down the field a lot. I'm going to get to that in like third or fourth down. But, no, they want to try to beat up this defense. That's the only way I feel like the Patriots will make this thing interesting is if they can tire this defense out. I don't care what your rotation is like on the defensive line. If you are working on the back end, there's something called fatigue. You know, I play Madden with my son sometimes, and he goes, Dad, can we turn off the fatigue? I go, no, that's not real football. Dudes get tired. 2K, Dad, can we turn off the fatigue? No, let's play some real basketball. So you cannot turn off the fatigue in this game, and this is what the Patriots are going to want to do. Long drives. They're third in the NFL when it comes to average yards per drive.
Second down. What's something the NFL can look at this offseason, and why do you love it?
Yeah, they're looking at replay review when it comes to safety-related fouls. So they said, look, replay could be used for fouls involving blows to the head, use of the helmet, roughing the passer, unnecessary roughness, and more. I like this. How many times have they called it unnecessary roughness on the quarterback, and we don't like it?
Yep.
How many times has a safety knocked a dude out? They don't call it. We don't like it. That hit against JSN, that big hit, initially, I thought that was unnecessary roughness, like a defensive receiver.
Yeah.
And then you look at the replay in slow motion. He led with his shoulder. It was just a good hit. Why not use replay for stuff like this? It just, you want to keep the game clean, but you also don't want to penalize guys for being dirty in the right way. This is a violent sport. Guys are going to get hit. Dudes are going to get knocked out. Bones will be broken. ACLs will be torn. As long as we're playing football, these things are going to happen. But it's so hard to play defense these days because they are protecting the guys on offense, which I could appreciate. I wish they did it more back in my day, but they didn't. But yes, penalties involving the safeties, I think is going to be great for this game.
Yeah, back in your day, it was just get up.
Get up.
Walk it off.
Walk it off, man. Rub some dirt on it.
I don't have a leg anymore.
You're good.
Walk it off. Third down. What have you seen from Diggs during the playoffs?
So far in these playoffs, Diggs has 11 receptions, 73 yards, and 1 touchdown. Touchdown was against the Texans, a nice slant, went up top, and got that thing. But Stacy, this is the first time I watched film on Diggs, and he don't look like the Diggs that I know. Granted, he's probably been in the league, 8, 9, 10 years now.
Right,
he's been doing it for a while, and they're primarily using him with that underneath stuff. He's no longer the deep guy, at least so far in the playoffs. It's cold, maybe the knees hurt him, who knows, but he's not getting the separation that I'm so used to seeing Diggs getting. He's not as creative off the line of scrimmage as I'm used to seeing. Now, if he gets an inch on you and the ball is thrown in his vicinity, he's probably going to catch it because he still has great hands. But he's not the guy that we used to know. They're relying on Booty a bit more to go up top and catch the football. And it's weird seeing him like this. But I think that because he knows the game, he knows space, he knows coverages, he knows how to move you just a little bit, he can still be effective. He's kind of like in that Devontae Adams era of his career, to where I still got a little wiggle, still got a little juice, but I'm not going to beat you up top, but I will still catch the football. He's at a different stage in his career, still a threat, but not the downfield threat that we're used to seeing.
So the guy they have, Booty, is that guy?
Booty's that guy.
Okay. Fourth down. Well, let's stick to it. What are the Patriots struggling with on offense during the playoffs?
I said Booty's the up top guy. That's what they're struggling with, going up top. So far in the playoffs, May has 3 completions when he pushes the ball 20-plus yards or more out of 12 attempts.
Wow.
He does have 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he's coming off of 5 straight incompletions when he's trying to push the ball down the field. They just don't have those guys. That's why it goes back to my first down, is that they got to try to deke and dunk you and try to wear you out. Because unless it's just a complete coverage bust they do not have the guys to push it down the seams and down the sideline. They do have Hunter Henry, who has one of those 20-plus yard touchdowns, him working across the middle. That's where I think their big plays, where they're trying to hit their big plays now, is diagonals, the digs. Because one-on-one, going up top, Booty does have a touchdown, a great one-hand grab. I believe that was against Texas as well. But they just don't scare me like that.
Yeah.
When you're coming off a game where you face Puka Nacua, who can do whatever he wants on the football field, it's almost like these guys are moving in slow motion now. It's crazy. The weather was different. It was cold. I think that comes into play. But they don't have that downfield threat. May's not comfortable throwing the ball down the field like that. 3 completions out of 12 attempts, but 2 were touchdowns.
I think it was Robert Mays who we just talked to, mentioning or maybe it was Aaron Schatz mentioning the Seahawks against tight ends. Now, when you said going across over the middle of the field, I immediately thought Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
Very different set of wheels when you're talking about Hunter Henry versus Puka Nacua, so you're not susceptible in the same way. But what do you need to watch out for with Hunter Henry?
Hunter Henry
he helped me get to first place regular season in my fantasy league.
It's the late releases. When I say they're not working down the seams, not explosive. Hunter Henry does work down the seam. He does hit the corners. He does hit the diagonals. He's like one of those late release, hit me into the flat and the overplays. When you run your play action or whatnot, he's running across on the over. He can still get you. This offense is still capable of putting up points, but it just doesn't look as explosive as the Rams. Once you go from the Rams to this, it's almost like when someone throws you a changeup after fastball. You know, the speed is so off that it's going to throw off your balance a little bit. You know what I mean? You've been hit with the fastballs for 4 quarters against the Rams, and now I get to hit some changeups and some curveballs. Like, are you able to adjust to that?
Would you say he's there? So if Booty is their downfield threat, but the downfield game hasn't been working. Granted, there was a blizzard. You played the Texans in your other game, so I get it. Is the biggest threat Henry in the run? Henry combination with the run, maybe trying to get some stuff up play action.
Biggest threat is running the rock and intermediates. That's what they're going to live on. They'll take their shots, but they're going to live on running the rock and intermediate.
Okay, so who's got to be assignment sound?
I mean, if Emma Warrick can have a day like he had last week, that'd be great. The safety, whatever safety rolls down into the box, that'd be great. Whatever safety jumps on the cross, that'd be great. Look, they just go out and be themselves. I think they'll be fine, but the Patriots don't have the guys to really stretch the field like that.
I've gotten to the point, I'm curious if listeners have, or if I'm alone on an island here. I've gotten to the point where everyone else's confidence is making me more nervous. Does anyone else feel that way? Curtis, you're confident. Matt, you don't care.
Very confident.
Which means you're confident. Bump is confident. Your guys' confidence, everyone's confidence, makes me more nervous.
Mm-hmm.
It feels very other shoe to drop. Now, if you were to tell me to give football reasons the Seahawks could win this game, I could give you a million.
Yeah.
Better roster, better season, tougher schedule. I know Patriots fans will be like, strength of schedule doesn't matter. What are you talking about? Of course it matters. Absolutely matters. I saw someone point to, the quarterbacks they've faced. Look at the quarterbacks you've faced. It doesn't matter. Seattle has played in 3 games against Matthew Stafford is tougher than whatever the Patriots had to do. It does not matter if you weren't impressed that they played Max Brosmer and the Vikings. They also shut out the Vikings.
Yeah.
Blanked them. So, I don't know. It feels like there's a monster hiding behind a corner. But maybe there isn't. I don't know. I mean, it's a tough team. They're a Super Bowl team,
They're
too.
a Super Bowl team, yeah. You can't disrespect them.
Yeah, absolutely not.
It's okay to think that the Hawks are favored.
All right, well, we'll continue our preview, obviously, for this game when we're out in Santa Clara. If you thought the substation conversation was over, you're wrong. Another player sounds off next on your home for the Super Bowl-bound Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
Doubted.
More questions about Sam Darnold.
Underestimated.
I would say 10-7.
Questioned at every turn.
The question mark on this team is the offensive line.
Well, I think it was a swing and a miss week 1.
They're trying to find exactly who they are and what they are.
We did not care. It's about us. It's always been about us and what we do. And now we're going to the Super Bowl.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel call the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60 is on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Do you have a car sitting around collecting dust? Well, turn that car into cash at Wayscar Ford in Auburn with their vehicle profit sharing program. Here's what makes it different than anywhere else. Not only will they purchase your vehicle today and pay you right up front, but it gets better because once they resell your old car, they share 50% of their profit with you. I caught up with my friend Mark Clymer from Wayscar Ford in Auburn. He said customers are loving it. They're getting top dollar for their car up front. They're getting paid right now. And the best part is that when Mark and his team resell that vehicle, their customer is getting 50% of the profit. That 50% has now amounted to over $1 million shared with customers. It's going so well because less and less people are comfortable trying to sell their car themselves. Wayscar Ford offers a way to get a lot more money for your car without needing to go through the hassle and potential scams trying to sell it yourself. It's only at Wayscar Ford Isuzu in Auburn, wayscarford.com.
Join us at Dick's Sporting Goods at Tacoma Mall this weekend for a Nike football event. Check out the latest Seahawks gear and have the chance to meet former Seattle defensive end Cliff Averill on Saturday from 11:15 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. See store for details. Gear up for the big game at Simply Seattle. Shop official Seahawks playoffs gear and custom Simply original designs. Shop in-store or online and enter to win a $1,000 shopping spree now at simplyseattle.com.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY, and I want to talk to you about football. It's exciting when Seattle fans shake the earth. You can even feel that energy on your 100-inch variable refresh QLED surround sound 7.1. At 1-800-DUI-AWAY, we know that enjoying the game often involves alcohol. And the police know it too. Have fun, be responsible on game day, and pace yourself. If you feel sacked in the fourth quarter, get a designated driver to take you to your end zone. If you get carried away with too many Bloody Marys after too many Hail Marys, call for a timeout. You get the point. Be safe. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com. Watching the game in your blue and green jersey is a lot more fun than wearing an orange jumpsuit.
1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Michael is in his 70s, and he was dealing with an injury.
I had tears in my rotator cuff. Just the discomfort of going about everyday life. Day-to-day things were not comfortable or almost impossible, but just being inactive was troubling.
He was in a great deal of pain.
I started trying to learn how to brush my teeth with my left hand, and you can't do it. It was ridiculous.
Searching for answers, Michael found Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine, where he underwent stem cell therapy.
You know, I play basketball Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and so I'm getting my shot back. It's not back to where it was, but hey, before I couldn't even do anything. So 100% improvement of what it was.
Wow, that's great to hear. Would you recommend stem cell therapy to others?
I can share without a doubt that it helped me, and I'm grateful for that.
Whether it's a shoulder, hip, or knee, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Advanced Hair Restoration, the simple one-day hair loss solution that's guaranteed to regrow your own natural hair. AdvancedHair.com. AdvancedHair.com.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
Hi, I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, ultra-low sugar brain and body fuel. Our IQ Bar plant protein bars help you refuel smarter. Our IQ Mix Zero Sugar Hydration Mixes help you hydrate harder. And our IQ Joe Instant Mushroom Coffees help you caffeinate larger. All three product lines boost physical performance, but they also boost mental performance via nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane. Right now you can try our epic IQ Bar Ultimate Sampler Pack with 9 protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 coffee sticks. Win your day with clean ingredients, amazing taste, and superior brain and body nutrition. Try IQ Bar today.
Get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text IQ Bar to 64,000. Text IQ Bar to 64,000 to get this exclusive radio offer. That's IQ Bar to 64,000.
You know, this is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about, but if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/game for 20% off. trustandwill.com/GAME.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
In an interview with Front Office Sports, 49ers fullback Kyle Juszczyk said he would like his team to look into the effects of the electrical substation. Now, again, I would love to eventually get away from this story. And yesterday I pointed out the fact that Fred Warner said that he doesn't think this is happening, but I guess you have to take
You can't get away from it, Stacey, because we're going to go into the heart of the beast.
I know.
The belly of the beast.
Let's take a listen to what Kyle said.
It's one of those things that it's just so hard to say because the science is not clear behind it. And like, I'm very much just like a science-driven person, and like I want to see the numbers and the statistics and like, I mean, is it a coincidence that, you know, that we've led the NFL in injuries for the last like decade? I don't know. It very well could be, because a lot of injuries simply come down to bad luck, bad timing. You're in a bad position. Yeah. But there's a lot that goes into it. And if that may be some of it, I don't know. I am very curious. I really am. Like, I want to see what, you know, someone who truly understands that field, what they have to say about it. And just be curious to know.
He's
get
just
it.
asking questions.
Okay, I get it. However, someone who does understand that field was interviewed by the Washington Post and said, hey, no, you have to have like unreal levels of this. Like, this is not something that's happening.
Well, I mean, the Washington Post is about to cease to exist here any day now. It appears like
absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story. Yeah. He's just asking questions. You know, I mean, that's what you got to do when all the evidence is pointing to something going on. We just want to know what's going on.
Is all the evidence pointing?
All of
Not the Washington Post and Front Office Sports article that I mentioned where they interviewed scientists? Scientists.
Are scientists there every Sunday? Kyle Juszczyk's there every Sunday. Kyle Juszczyk's there Monday through Friday, too.
A question. Are the three of us touring the substation?
Are we
touring
if they let it, yeah, absolutely.
That substation is going to make money from people wanting to tour.
I think they are. I mean, it don't bother me. I ain't playing no sports. I'm good. Show up. You know? Unless they let me play in the Pro Bowl games.
Folk.
No one's letting you play in the Pro Bowl games. I'm just going to be pitching to, like, let them play in the Pro Bowl game. Come on, guys. I mean, would you do it? Would you tour the facility?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Curtis, would you tour the facility?
Sure, yeah.
Would you guys tour the facilities with khaki shorts on so it has even better access to your knees?
I don't have any khaki shorts.
I don't either. Well, we can make them. We can buy some khaki pants.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a TJ Maxx nearby.
Yeah, yeah, there's a Marshall's. We can stop by and make it happen. I can't wait to tour the facility, and then for all of us to leave perfectly healthy and for nothing to happen to us. How's that for evidence?
Sure.
Next up. Is there an honest explanation for Bill Polian reportedly not voting for Bill Belichick? ESPN's Troy Aikman offered his best guess for what went down. This was in an interview with Dallas's 967 The Ticket.
You know, a few days ago, I saw where Bill Polian said that he was 95% certain that he voted for Bill. You know, now, like, what is that? Like, you don't, if you can't remember who you voted for, you shouldn't be on the panel. And then he came back and said, no, he's 100% certain, you know, and it can be verified.
Now that I think about it, yeah.
Yeah. Now that I'm getting hammered, you know, so none of it. And I'm not trying to pick on Bill. I mean, maybe he did. Maybe, you know, maybe he had a senior moment. I have no idea. But at least 11 people did not vote for him. And you'd be hard pressed to find one that admits that they didn't.
I would love it if Bill Polian didn't vote for Belichick, forgot that he didn't vote for him, and then has been kind of first on the fence when he couldn't remember and now defending himself. Like, you guys are crazy.
Oh man, it's just when stuff gets real, your story starts to get mixed
Sometimes
up, and you forget, and your heart says something, but your mind says something else. So yeah, it's a mess.
Would you consider yourself a good liar?
Maybe sometimes, yeah.
I'm not. That's how I would get caught with anything. I'm a horrible liar. Are you guys good liars?
No, I'm a terrible liar.
Same.
That
Absolutely.
was a lie. I'm actually a great liar.
Wow. Showing your lying chops on air. It's impressive, Matt. Very impressive. You got me. So that works. A clip from Mike Vrabel from this summer is going viral for the answers he gave about his pet peeves.
Is there something outside football that drives Mike Vrabel nuts?
Yes. People, when they leave their carts in the middle of the parking lot and they don't take them back to the cart return.
That's a good one.
And then the people at Starbucks that park in a handicap spot and go in there and try to get their order from the mobile order.
Who aren't handicapped?
By no means handicapped. No, I look in the dash, I look, and then I wait. And then I approach them.
Wait, so
and I say things like, why did you park here? And one person would be like, I'm with DoorDash. I'm like, I don't care. That's unacceptable. And then there's the mom that's going to yoga, and she's rushing because she's late. And I'm like, this is ridiculous.
if there was a way you could actually punish them, what would you do?
I wish I had a boot. That's a great idea. I would boot their car, just like a mobile boot, and said, I parked in a handicap spot, and I'm not handicapped.
Listen.
Oh, well,
No one's-
Stacy. Sounds like Mike Vrabel's got a bone to pick with you.
I did that one time. One time.
And then you tried to sell an injury.
No, stop! But that part I didn't say on air. That part I didn't say on air.
Oh no! Hey, I've seen people do it. I mean, it happens, I guess.
I've only done it once.
Don't do it in front of Mike Vrabel.
There were other handy-capable spots. There were like 5 different handicap spots there.
Well, you thought that you were going to be out in and out.
I thought I would do the same thing that person probably did. I would not take the only handicap spot if there was other closer parking or anything else there. It was either I park there or I go in a parking garage around the block, pay to park in a parking garage. I was like, I am literally walking in for 2 seconds. I'll park on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Like I'll park illegally. Let me just run inside really fast. And then it just took a little longer than I expected. That's all. I just think sometimes, look, Mike Vrabel and all these Karens out here trying to get in trouble, like get people in trouble who are just taking minor inconveniences out of the day, are all pretending that they've never inconvenienced someone else or done anything wrong in their entire lives. I'm sorry, Michael Vrabel. You're telling me that not once in your life have you, like you maybe left a cart or left a basket, or it was the smaller basket and you put it in the pile of the bigger baskets. Like you just never once were in a hurry and messed something up and just kept it moving. I don't believe you, Mike Vrabel. I don't believe you.
I don't know. You're
just a self-righteous person. Sure. But I think that people like to act like they've never messed up in their entire lives or done something wrong or just did something where you were like, I can get away with it. Let me just pop in here for 1 second. And then you got Vrabel out here, Karen Vrabel, going around trying to boot up people's cars. Why don't you focus on your team, man? You're in a Super Bowl, okay? You got other stuff to think about.
I think Bump's on Vrabel's side.
I think
Bump is absolutely on Vrabel's side.
I am mad at him.
I always put my cart back. I always put my cart back.
You should.
I feel like I do the right thing. I'm a rule follower. I just one time. I didn't even turn my car off. Just got in a handicap spot, one of many that were there, to run inside and pick up food.
Yeah, I get that. I think your intentions were okay.
My intentions were pure and innocent.
And I think what kind of helps you out is that if there weren't any other parking spots open, but end of the day, it's still illegal.
I'm moving on. I'm not on trial here, okay? American skiing legend Lindsey Vonn was attempting to make a comeback at next week's Winter Olympics after missing the 2022 games, but unfortunately, she was involved in a crash during an event earlier today. Her comeback bid may have come to an end. She posted the news that she crashed today in the downhill race in Switzerland and injured her left knee. Currently discussing the situation with her doctors, will undergo further exams. She says, this is a very difficult outcome 1 week before the Olympics. But if there's one thing I know how to do, it's a comeback. My Olympic dream is not over. Thank you, everyone, for your love and support. I'll give more information when I have it.
That's tough, man. She's been in there so many times and has battled back year after year after year. So yeah, I hope she's ready to go, because this was like the big comeback. You know what I mean? I was excited to see her do her thing.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not too bad.
Time for the IRG injury report, brought to you by IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Let's see, notable ones here. Charles Cross, non-participant, down from limited yesterday. Yesterday was, what's the word I'm looking for? Projected practice. There was no real practice. So Charles Cross with that foot injury, we're all watching that. Ernest Jones limited with a chest injury, and Eric Saubert did not participate with a hamstring injury. So keep an eye on those ones. Again, the team didn't practice Wednesday, so everything from there is an estimation. Walkthrough was today. Coming up next, what's been the most important play of this Seahawks season? Let's look back at a special one on your home for the Super Bowl bound Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
He's the man on the call for Super Bowl 60.
Darnold taking a shot downfield for a touchdown.
Mike Tirico, exclusively with Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
This is your first. Oh my gosh, congrats.
It is a privilege. Only 12 other people have called the prior 59 Super Bowls. So to join that really elite fraternity is amazing, and still pinch myself. I still don't believe it's real. Maybe when I get on the air, maybe I'll realize then that it's real.
Listen to the full convo on the Seattle Sports app.
Welcome to IRG Sports Injury Update. We're with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist and president of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy, and our guest, Dr. Wes Mitchell, orthopedic surgeon at Everett Bone and Joint.
Our guest today is Dr. Wes Mitchell, hand surgeon with Everett Bone and Joint up there in Everett, Washington. You know, pitchers and catchers are reporting soon. We see things in baseball, an injury particularly called mallet finger. Tell us what mallet finger is.
Absolutely. So mallet finger is an injury to the distal insertion of your extensor tendon of the finger. So the joint right next to the nail, that's called the distal interphalangeal joint. And the extensor tendon extends right into the base of that distal phalanx, or the last little bone in your finger. Unfortunately, a direct blow from a ball or another object can cause that tendon to essentially rupture, or sometimes the bone can even break. The good news is treatment is fairly straightforward. Whether it's a fracture or not, just a tendon injury, you can usually treat it conservatively in a splint. Return to play is, depending on the position, could be immediate as long as you can play in the splint. Otherwise, you may have to wait about 6 weeks to allow the tendon to heal. Rare cases, we can do surgery. Sometimes we actually put a metal pin between across the joint to actually allow that tendon to heal. And that actually allows return to play potentially even faster because you don't have to wear a splint. But either way, prognosis is good for return to play.
Telltale sign of this injury is the end of your finger droops down and you can't extend it because you lack that extensor tendon. Is that right?
That's exactly correct. That's the
fans to start between now and the big game, and then using fans to start between now and the big game, and then use that day as a cheat day to celebrate your success so far, then get right back to it. People all over the Northwest are going to lose 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 pounds by opening day, and they'll do it by starting with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. 15-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get started, and just see if you're interested in the program. I did it. I lost 10 pounds in the first week, about 35 pounds after just 8 weeks, and here's what I didn't have to do. Fight for space in a crowded gym with everyone else and their New Year's resolutions, take pills or even worse, injections, no fake bland box meals. It's all real food that you buy at the grocery store. What I did get were delicious recipes, groups to offer support and accountability and coaching, and an easy to follow plan that really does work. It's Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Don't let a 15-minute phone call hold you back. Call 425-588-0080 or go to eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, DC. Results may vary.
Do you like helping others? Become a Shiva volunteer. In Skagit County, join the hundreds of volunteers across Washington state who help over 90,000 people each year with their Medicare options and questions. You don't have to know Medicare. We'll teach you. And if you're bilingual, even better. For more information and how to apply, call Shiva at 1-800-562-6900 or go to insurance.wa.gov.
Sponsored by the Office of the Insurance Commissioner and aired by the Washington State Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Join us at Dick's Sporting Goods at Tacoma Mall this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for a Nike football event with a live DJ, fun photo ops, and more. Come check out the latest Seahawks gear at Dick's Sporting Goods this weekend and have the chance to meet former Seattle defensive end Cliff Averill on Saturday from 11:15 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. Wristbands will be distributed on a first-come, first-served basis beginning 1 hour before the appearance. See store for details.
Guys, low energy, low drive, or strength not what it used to be? For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, start with a free T-check exam and consultation to get real answers. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. Call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply. Must medically qualify.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Oh, man, there's a lot to choose from here. And no matter what you say, someone's going to say you're wrong and it was something else. But that's also what has made it such a stellar season. What's been the most important play of the Seahawks season? This was inspired by a question posed by old friend of ours, Danny O'Neill, on X. Bump, you mentioned this during 4 Down Territory as well, pointing at some important defensive and offensive plays from the championship game. When we're looking at the season, the most important play, forget like most important offensive play, the most important play of the Seahawks season. Do you have your answer?
Yeah, I do. It's not going to be a popular one. I think the one you choose will be the one that people lean to the most, and I get.
Okay.
But mine is a play that Sam Darnold had to make to Cooper Kupp in overtime. He runs a corner route. Sam stays in the pocket, gets hit on the chin, drops an absolute dime to Cooper Kupp on the sideline. He toe taps that in, and to me, up to that point, that was probably the biggest throw that Sam has made in the Seahawks uniform.
Darnold from the shotgun takes the snap. Looks down the middle, throws to the near side. Cooper Kupp, does he drag his feet? He does! Holy catfish! Cooper Kupp between 2 defenders, drags his feet, keeps his feet in bounds on the right sidelines for 21 against his former team. Back to the line of scrimmage of the Seahawks. 1st and 10 at the Rams 16.
Yes. And I can't critique it too much about not being the best because the one I chose was from the same game and also ending that drive. I went with the 2-point conversion.
Darnold has time, looks inside, it's caught! Touchdown! Make an extra point, make a conversion. I don't care what it is. The Seahawks win the game again on the last play of the game. The Seahawks win 38-37. It's Sauber with a 2-point conversion catch. Holy cow!
It's not a play or a game that won them the #1 seed. It's not a play or a game that won them the division, that beat the 49ers in the divisional round, that beat the Rams in the conference championship game to send them to the Super Bowl. It is a Thursday night game that for the time being put them in first place in the NFC West, but the season was not over. I think the reason both of us might have put this as our answer, different plays, but same drive, same game, is that I asked you to start the show. When did you, or not to start the show, earlier in the first hour, when did you believe in the team? When did you believe they were special? And you said this game.
Yeah, and that's why I pointed to this. I mean, there are so many moments, right? The Zach Charbonnet, like accidental 2-point conversion is crazy. You could, just the beat down of the Niners, that 13-3 beat down, that felt worse than that. But the reason why I focused on this game in that moment was because you had to slay the dragon. That dragon had been beating your butt for years. And there's a moment where you needed to make a big play, and pass pro was broken. You got a free defender going right at you. Sam Darnold sees it. He feels it. He trusts his read, and he drops a dime, man. Another one someone put in the punt return against the Rams to get things going. I think a lot of people are going to focus on that game, right? Because that game could have changed home field advantage. It could have changed everything.
Curtis, which one did you have?
I had one that was a little bit under the radar. It was actually from early in the season. It was week 2, and the Seahawks had just taken a 17-14 lead over the Pittsburgh Steelers in the early portions of the fourth quarter. Game still very much in the balance, but then the Seahawks get a very lucky bounce. George Holani jumps on the ball in the end zone, and the entire tide of that game shifts.
Getting ready to boot it away is Myers, a low line drive kick, Gainwell and Johnson. As the ball bounces through the hands of Johnson and into the end zone, it's going to stay in the end zone. The Seahawks fall on it in the end zone. It's going to be a touchdown, Seahawks. The ball went through the hands of the kick returner. Holy catfish! What a break for the Hawks, and what a mind mistake by Caleb Johnson, their rookie running back out of Iowa, who is one of their deep men. And the Seahawks have now extended their lead 23-14 on as crazy and as freaky a play as I have seen.
It's a very weird play because we'd never seen it before, obviously, with the new kickoff rules. But also, the Seahawks were 0-1 after week 1. And going into a Pittsburgh venue where the Steelers had won in week 1, they were playing with a lot of momentum. Possibility of the Seahawks falling down 0-2 to start the year, that's a really tough hole to dig out of. And that play helped spring the Seahawks to a victory and get their first win of the season.
Another popular answer, how about one of the most recent plays we saw on 4th and 4 with the Rams, a chance to go ahead. I mean, this was on NFL Films for a reason, a chance to go ahead, take the lead in that game, and maybe even win that game and advance to the Super Bowl instead of Seattle. Witherspoon, pass breakup.
4th down and 4 for the Rams. Williams in the backfield. Adams to the left. Puka Nacua slots on the right side. Stafford, shotgun snap, pump fake. Has time, looks, fires to the end zone. Almost intercepted by Witherspoon. He jumps in front of the intended receiver. Ferguson almost came up with the pick, but it doesn't matter because the Seahawks take over on 4th down. They did their job to the defense. They gave up a lot of yards, but they keep the Rams out of the end zone.
Love Wyman with the yes in the background for it. Bump. This was a monumental play, a really common answer from listeners right now. And it's not only the recency bias that we have. Genuinely, it was what you were counting on in this game. The defense had very much bent and broken in this game. But when it mattered most, when everything was on the line, you stopped them. Yeah,
you made a big play. And we broke down or talked about yesterday how, you had, what's his name? Sean McVay talking about how it was a fortuitous bust on D-Law dropping up in the coverage. And then I was going back and forth with a texter, and I'm saying, he might have made a mistake. Maybe he didn't hear it. Maybe he made the play. The texter was adamant. No, I think he just made a play. Ended up being right. D-Law says, look, the way that the running back flew out there, I knew that was going to be his hot. And the way the play was set up, he felt like Jay Love was going to be out-leveraged, which he kind of was. So he made a veteran move, and the explanation was perfect, right? It wasn't just oh, my God, we're in trouble. It was so calculated. The back did not check. He was flying out. I knew that was his hot. He had nowhere else to go. So I decided I'm going to drop to the flat and help him out. And then you hear Matthew Stafford on the sideline. He's talking to his coach. He goes, where do I go with that? Like, they pretty much have this thing covered. So D-Law making a business decision was great. And then Spoon being in a position, it was almost like Matthew Stafford was throwing it to Spoon. He was in such great position.
true. Washington's biggest night for sports is almost here. The 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards. The star-studded event brings together the athletes and icons behind our favorite teams and unforgettable moments. Be part of history and cast your vote for the men's and women's sports stars of 2025, representing the best of Washington sports. You can also vote for Sports Story of the Year. Voting is open now through Valentine's Day, February 14th. So head to seattlesports.org, not .com.org, to make your voice heard. The winners will be announced live at the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards, presented by Microsoft on Friday, March 13th. Don't miss out. Vote now and be part of the celebration. One of our absolute favorites, NFL Network's Jamie Erdahl, joins us next on your home for the Super Bowl-bound Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
Seahawks General Manager John Schneider.
The NFL Executive of the Year. You bring in NFL royalty.
Office reeks of rich mahogany. Many leather-bound books.
Exclusively with Wyman and Bob on Seattle Sports.
I think it's the ultimate organizational award because of everything that goes into all the decisions that we're making, throughout the acquisition process every single year, and that's the guts of the organization that help us.
Watch the full interview on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
Luxury has arrived. It's Mike Salkier, and the all-new Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel is now open, featuring a destination spa, the expanded non-smoking space, and breathtaking views of the Cascades. You can catch every game at Hawks Peak, over 66 televisions, plus that 2,000-seat entertainment venue and exciting new dining options. Effortless style, the utmost in relaxation. You can book now at snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
To me, the LJ way is to provide an experience that people really enjoy being a part of.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Season 2 of Unrivaled Basketball is here, and the energy is unreal. Stacy Rost here telling you to get ready, because the best women's players on the planet are running it back with even bigger moments and bigger stakes. Built for the players, created by women's basketball stars, Unrivaled gives athletes a high-quality, U.S.-based off-season league with better visibility and support. Don't miss as Paige Beckers, Nafisa Collier, Kelsey Plum, Brianna Stewart, and more take the court and redefine the game. If you love high-intensity hoops, this is the league you've been waiting for. More action, more highlights, and more star power. Every matchup, every highlight, every moment that makes you jump out of your seat, it's all back and bigger than ever. This isn't your regular season. This is Unrivaled. Make sure to watch the action on TNT, True TV, and HBO Max. And that makes it super easy to watch no matter where you are. Unrivaled Basketball, where the pace is faster, the energy is higher, and every athlete shines.
Gear up for the big game at Simply Seattle. Shop official Seahawks playoffs gear and custom Simply original designs. Shop in-store or online and enter to win a $1,000 shopping spree now at simplyseattle.com.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3,000.
Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit of federal refund into Credit Karma Money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55. But unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY, and I want to talk to you about football. It's exciting when Seattle fans shake the earth. You can even feel that energy on your 100-inch variable refresh QLED surround sound 7.1. At 1-800-DUI-AWAY, we know that enjoying the game often involves alcohol. And the police know it too. Have fun, be responsible on game day, and pace yourself. If you feel sacked in the fourth quarter, get a designated driver to take you to your end zone. If you get carried away with too many Bloody Marys after too many Hail Marys, call for a timeout. You get the point. Be safe. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com. Watching the game in your blue and green jersey is a lot more fun than wearing an orange jumpsuit.
1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Breaking earlier this morning, the Minnesota Vikings are firing GM Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah. The Athletics' Diana Rossini first on the report. The Vikings won 14 games last season with Sam Darnold at the helm, moved on from him in free agency, and then fell to 9-8 this past season. The Bills are rounding out the rest of their coaching staff after promoting offensive coordinator Joe Brady to head coach. Buffalo has hired Broncos senior assistant Pete Carmichael to be Brady's new OC.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Now, you guys all know Jamie. Jamie Erdahl is host of Good Morning Football, which airs Monday through Friday at 5 a.m. Pacific on NFL Network. Re-airs at 7 and 9 a.m. Pacific. Good Morning Football Overtime streams Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific on the Roku channel and also airs on Fox 13 Plus at 9 a.m. Jamie joining us right now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Jamie, how's it going?
Awesome. It doesn't get any more familiar when someone says our show starts at 5 a.m. Pacific, but here we are.
The Pacific time zone is, I think, a blessed place to be. It's dark all the time. It's rainy, which is literally and figuratively true. But just so you guys know, it does re-air, and I'm a regular viewer, so it's always fun to feel like I'm talking to my TV. Very cool. Jamie, I'm going to start with Sam Darnold. Very obvious place to start, maybe especially for you, obviously, watching him last year with the Vikings. What have you made? I feel dumb saying what have you made of his season, but I wasn't expecting this from him. So I do want to ask you what you've made of his season.
Well, I think he showed us that he could do it last year with the Vikings, but it's another thing to run it back. And I think it's even more of a thing for him to have doubled down on it with an entirely different cast of characters. I give Sam so much credit. Everything that has happened to him in his NFL career, I mean, I would say 9 other guys could have been down and out, a couple teams into that experience, but he just persevered, and you'd have to ask him what he relied on, but he must have known he had the talent, he had the guts, he had the smarts, he has the character, he's such an impressive leader. I won't say I'm surprised either, but to have done it in back-to-back with 2 different franchises, that's the thing that impresses me the most about him.
When did you realize that Sam could be the guy? And not only when JJ gets hurt, were there glimpses during training camp where the Vikings felt like, all right, we might have something special that's a backup?
I probably have too much blind faith in Kevin O'Connell and Josh McCown as the quarterbacks coach in Minnesota, but it does feel like they put quarterbacks in good spots. Now, that's easy to do when you have the pass catchers that you do in Minnesota, but Sam clearly, I think it goes back to his football IQ as well. Everything that he has amassed in his time with the Jets, with the Panthers, with the Niners, he arrived in Minnesota perfectly primed. It was just about putting it on the field then. I also think in Minnesota last year, there was a little bit of, there wasn't a lot of successful tape on Sam Darnold and what he had been able to put on the field. So that was really the big shocker last year with dang, he's really hitting Justin Jefferson on the run, in motion, in contested catches. And just as Brady mentioned in the broadcast over the weekend, just these explosive pass plays. But for him to arrive in Seattle, and maybe he had just a little bit more puff in his chest about it, but I can't believe he was any less happy arriving to Seattle. Now he gets Jackson Smith and Jigba and Cooper Kupp. I mean, what an offense for him to step into.
What do you love about this coaching matchup in Super Bowl 60?
Oh man, well I'm a big Vrabel fan, honestly, and I know I'm talking to Seattle. I'll get to Mike Macdonald in a second, but I when I started at CBS years ago, I had a lot of assigned Tennessee Titans games on the sideline. We were the number 3 crew with Greg Gumbel and Trent Green, and Vrabel was awesome to us. You could tell his players loved to be around him. And I know hindsight is always 20/20, and many people are harping on the Vikings about letting Sam go. Many people are harping on the Titans for letting Vrabel go. So I think he's an awesome guy, and that's even coming from somebody who married a Michigan man. I'm not supposed to say that about Ohio State people, but I still am going to say it about Vrabel. I'm just such a fan of his and the culture that he has set. Now, that being said, another Michigan man now out of the building is Mike Macdonald. And you could say the exact same thing about the culture. We had Julian Love on GMFB yesterday, and I just loved everything he said about Mike is as authentic as they come. Macdonald, that I'm mentioning now. Macdonald's as authentic as they come. He is who he says he is. He walks the walk. And Manti Te'o's favorite line so far from that NFC title game was when Strahan asked Mike Macdonald about, hey, everybody picked the Rams. Everybody picked the 49ers. What do you think? And Coach goes, we did not care. That's my favorite thing from over the weekend.
Did you hear his explanation for that?
Doesn't he hate public speaking or something? I'm like, heck yeah, Coach.
So he was on with our morning show, Brock and Salk, and he goes, so he did say I'm horrible at public speaking. I wasn't looking forward to it. And then he goes, but you also couldn't hear anyone, just with the acoustics of the stadium. So he thought he had to speak slowly.
Oh, that's hilarious. I mean, it is true, though. Honestly, I did a couple of trophy presentations when I was doing the SEC championship back in the day. And it is nerve-wracking to go from speaking to a TV audience to the stadium audience. So I get it, Coach, but also it kind of made for our favorite headline and moment on GMFB. And shout out to Mike Salk. We used to work together in Boston. So I love that he's on with you guys.
Hey, it's kind of hard for people to believe what's going on here in Seattle. I think now you have no choice, right? These guys are in the Super Bowl.
Right.
I heard an East Coast radio station somewhere in Boston saying, Seattle doesn't have a lot of superstars. And I'm like, man, what about JSN? What about Imanwari? What about Leo?
Beg to differ.
Why do you think that we have that kind of reputation of not really being attractive and sexy and those superstars? It makes no sense to me because I feel like if you watch football for real, you see what's going on up here.
I mean, I don't know who's saying that in New England because I could probably name more superstars than I could on the Patriots roster at certain points of the season. That's a tough argument to make, but regionally, I guess, appropriate for them to be doing that up there. I think football as a whole suffers or claims to suffer from that Pacific Northwest diagnosis of especially, college football, we're not seen. We have weird kickoff times. Now, I know that's not the same for the NFL, but I do think the Seahawks, that brand, especially from what people remember of the teams in the 2010s, because the Legion of Boom had such an identity, I think the casual fan was well, is it the same team? Oh, it's not? Okay, I'm going to move on. People almost hadn't checked in on the Seahawks recently enough for them all of a sudden to realize, dang, they're in the Super Bowl? All right, now we got to get to know them. That's a ridiculous argument, though. I actually think there's more superstars in the Seahawks than there are the Patriots in terms of, name power.
Yeah, I agree with you. You might know more about this Patriots team than I do, though. I haven't really watched much of them this year outside of, obviously, obviously primetime games. You're tuning in to see Drake May, but they weren't an opponent. They weren't on the schedule. So I wanted to ask, I can think of different ways that Seattle can and has won games. What's a path or two for New England, an underdog in this one, but still in the Super Bowl? What's a path or two for New England to get this done that they're probably hoping for?
Is it boring for me to say run the ball? I mean, they have such a prolific rookie in Travion Henderson, Ohio State guy, shout out. What a talent he is coming out of the backfield. Frankly, Drake May hasn't played at his best in the postseason. He even said it after the AFC title game. He's like, I got to be better. It's like, Drake, you got one chance left to be better, and you got to bring it in the Super Bowl, or else the Seahawks defense is going to eat you alive. But they have to be able to run the ball. Frankly, I think that's how they were able to escape the Broncos last weekend, not only with Travion running it, but also with that Drake May scamper up the left side. Will Campbell on the left side of the line for them, he's a rookie offensive lineman. He's really got to lock in here because I hate to think of Seahawks defenders licking their chops on his side. On the defensive side, I think the Christian Gonzalez, Jackson Smith, and Jigba matchup is going to be fantastic. JSN is such a talent, but Christian Gonzalez has a really cool story in and of itself. He was injured earlier this season, but he has got a crazy tape that he puts on defensively, and this defense truly succeeds for the Patriots when Christian Gonzalez plays well. So watch out for that matchup.
How do you feel about the Diggs experiment over there? Obviously, he's gone for over 1,000 yards. My co-host is a reality TV pop culture addict, so she's keeping up with what's going on with him off the field. Just how do you think they feel about the acquisition of Diggs, and how's he acclimated to the new Patriot way?
Yeah, I'll leave the off the field stuff untouched. I'll just talk about Stephon. And again, like you said, Vikings like through and through for me, just from my upbringing. So I've been tracking him since he was wearing purple, and he was a part of the Minneapolis Miracle. I mean, he's crazy talented. He's crazy athletic. But he clearly has a personality, I think, that has to change environments frequently. And I don't think that's a knock on him. He probably is pretty self-aware of it at this point. I hate that he got hurt last year. I think the Texans really missed out on him last season. But I think it works because at times Vrabel probably is the right coach for him to say, hey, Steph, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. Lock in, be a leader, be who I need you to be. And I think he does. I think he's every young quarterback's best friend. And we'll see if he is able to rise to the occasion next weekend.
I'm wondering if Seattle is ahead of where you thought they'd be this year, and if so, what you think might have been a contributing factor. Like for me, I overlooked how impactful Sam could be as purely a passer. I thought like, oh, the run game's going to have to be phenomenal. Just that kind of like very stereotypical game manager perception that I'll fully admit that I had. And then I think him being a prolific passer in quite a few games this year accelerated that. What to you might have accelerated that timeline?
I think teams that make it this far in the season have a very specific characteristic, and it's different parts of the season render different units on the team having to lift each other up. So there were times in the season where Darnold didn't play well, and we know that defense picked him up. They had his back. It's not like the great teams, because the season is so long these days. Even the best teams, if they rely on just their offense stomping on everyone, they're going to peter out. We've seen that over the last couple of years with how extensive and exhausting the season can be. So I think specifically the Seahawks have made it this far. And to your point, I do think they're a year ahead of schedule. I never really anticipated. And the same could be said for the Patriots with these coaches so early in their tenure to get these guys to the big stage. I also think just some years you say the same thing about the NCAA tournament. Some years there's just more parity than others. And I also think both teams that are playing in Super Bowl 60 just kind of jumped on the opportunity on their opponents when they were licking their wounds, when they were down and out. They're like, no, just today we can be the better team. And that's how we found both of these teams playing in San Francisco.
What's the biggest matchup you're looking for? I know you noticed or mentioned JSN and Gonzalez. Is there another matchup you're looking for when the ball's kicked?
Like I said, the Christian Gonzalez, sure about JSN, but honestly, just the Patriots defense, if they play with half of the tenacity that their head coach played with when he was on the field, then I'm not worried about Sam Darnold, but I wouldn't want him to be looking twice, checking down. I want him to play within himself. I want to see a Sam Darnold game the way we saw in the NFC title game. I actually think the NFC title game benefited Darnold because he had played the Rams twice already. He had played the Rams last year in that game where he lost and was sacked 4 times with the Vikings. He knew the Rams. How well can he know this Patriots defense before he goes into it? And I just think it's going to be the most remarkable story if Sam Darnold can best the rest of the NFL after everything he's been through. And frankly, I'll go back to something Kevin O'Connell said in an interview last year about J.J. McCarthy, which is organizations fail young quarterbacks before young quarterbacks fail organizations. And to me, that would be the ultimate cherry on top to that quote if Sam Darnold's able to win a Super Bowl.
Last one quickly before we let you go. Expecting a low-scoring affair for this one?
I was going to say, please don't make me pick. I'm not prepared yet, and we always do that next week on Good Morning Football.
No picks.
I kind of just want it to be like in the 20s. I don't want it to be 13-3. It's not going to be 41-38. But if we can get like maybe a scoring from each unit on each side of the ball, that'd be fun. Offensive touchdown, defensive touchdown. I just think that'd be a really fun way to play the game. But let's say it hangs somewhere around the 20s.
Here for it. Jamie, you've been so gracious with your time. We really appreciate it. Have fun in Santa Clara. We hope to see you there and enjoy Super Bowl 60.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Bye. It's a Football Friday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. And make sure you're tuned into Seattle Sports this weekend. We're going to have the Hot Stove Show live from Mariners Fan Fest this Saturday, 12:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Scheduled guests include Jerry DePoto, Cal Raleigh, George Kirby, Gabe Spire, Emerson Hancock. And then on Sunday, we're going to be replaying the entire NFC Championship game starting at noon. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, real
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Biggest story in the NFL today. The Vikings have fired Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah as their GM. What's the real headline?
Sam Darnold's creating jobs in Seattle and taking them away in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's the biggest mistake that dude has made. If he keeps Sam Darnold, he does anything like he did this year. He ships out J.J. McCarthy. He might still have a job, but it's tough being a GM. You have to make decisions, and who knows what else influenced those decisions. You do have a head coach over there who wanted J.J. McCarthy, and Kevin O'Connell maybe had a say in that as well. It's hard out there, man, but he did a good job while he was there, but this move right here was probably the straw that broke the camel's back.
I would love to hear from a Minnesota Vikings fan. Like, okay, was this a little premature? Did you guys feel like you were disappointed with him before this? Because 4 years is long enough if you're awful. Yeah. Like if you are an objectively bad GM that's hurt your team and people feel like it's to an irreparable level, then yeah, that's long enough. But if you're just kind of you've done some really good things and made some mistakes, well, what do you feel like this is premature? That's what I want to be able to ask Vikings fans. Did this shock you? Did it surprise you?
Yeah, I think it did. But I also think that they might understand because the product was such a big drop-off from last year. He's a decision maker. Somebody's got to go.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, Davis Webb pulled out of the Raiders coaching search, leaving just Clint Kubiak as the last remaining candidate. What's the real headline?
Adam Schefter reports it's Clint's job to lose, which is ironic considering that losing your job is kind of the Raiders brand.
Yeah, man. Too many coaches over there. Too many experimental coaches, too, man. What's his name? Antonio Pierce? That was a disaster. They have the worst offense, 28th on third down, worst scoring offense, but they do have a lot of money over there. Second most cap, $88.6 million. There's a bunch of offensive linemen who are available. You got Braden Smith, Joe Bettino, David Edwards. There's a way for them to build, but how quickly can they do that? You do have the number 1 pick. There are things that the Raiders can sell to Kubiak and assure him that he's going to have 3 to 5 years to try to fix this. But if I'm Kubiak, there's nothing like winning. You out there, you win a Super Bowl, you come back, you're competitive for another year. There's going to be another job available that probably has more to work with than the Raiders do once the 2026 season is over.
I don't think it's a coincidence that the Cardinals and Raiders gig stayed open for longest. Raiders obviously still looking for their head coach because both of them are also on the bottom looking up at a division where there are either very good quarterbacks or very good young teams that are growing. And even teams, like you look at the AFC West and the Chiefs didn't make the playoffs and Mahomes is hurt. Like even teams with question marks who are in transition, okay, well, they still have Patrick Mahomes. He's going to be back. He's not going to miss 2026. He's going to be back out there. And so that's a tough battle. Like, signing on to it, hey, I'm not going into the wild, wild west of the NFC South. It's anyone's game. I'm going into a place where the Chargers are going to be on the up and up. and they just hired McDaniel as their OC, and they have Herbert. Where
Chargers
the Broncos are in the playoffs. Yeah.
Kansas City ain't going
exactly.
nowhere.
It doesn't matter what injury questions they have or what's facing them. Like, you're starting in fourth.
Yeah, it's all bad.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, the NFL's Pro Bowl games will be taking place this weekend in Santa Clara. What's the real headline?
The Seahawks will have no representatives present. But in this case, that's great news.
That's a good thing. You know who will be there? Joe Flacco, Shedeur Sanders. This is an interesting Pro Bowl. I don't even take the Pro Bowl that seriously anymore unless my guys are in it. But once you start seeing the quarterbacks is where you really see where the Pro Bowl don't mean much, because depending on who's playing in the Super Bowl or whatnot, you got Shedeur Sanders, played 8 games, probably threw more interceptions than they did touchdowns, and he's in that thing. Joey Flack, who I support because he's 80s baby. All right, probably played 5 games.
Yeah.
It's funny, man, but go out there, have some fun. This is what I do know. Shedeur Sanders will be entertaining. Mic him up. He'll be entertaining.
He'll be entertaining. I think, man, speaking of teams where I don't know how they get this done, the Browns, one of them. I know you've got a Pro Bowl quarterback now, but curious coaching hire, interesting group, interesting coaching moves around the rest of the staff. I don't even know. A question about our first headline rewrite. It was about the Vikings GM, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, being fired. And we said, hey, Sam Darnold is a lot of this. He just yesterday talked about the regrets of not keeping him. Someone said, if Sam Darnold is not playing in the Super Bowl this year, does he still have a job today? Kwesi, not Sam.
If he gets to the conference championship game and loses to the Rams, I think he does. If he gets to the first round of the playoffs and loses to the Niners, I think it's in question. If he doesn't get to the playoffs, I don't think he is.
I think you're right. Curtis, what do you think? If the Seahawks don't get to the playoffs, does Kwesi still have his job?
I thought you were talking about Sam. My bad.
I think so. I think the optics of having your former quarterback in the Super Bowl, the one that you let go without any compensation in return, that's really hard for any front
bump
office
with Kwesi. Is it because
if
Sam's
Sam
in a
doesn't,
Super Bowl?
yeah, it's because Sam. That's all because of Sam.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I know that J.J. McCarthy didn't work out. J.J. McCarthy got hurt again, but turned the ball over. The weird thing about J.J. McCarthy, it's not like you took the first, second, or third quarterback off the board and he ended up bombing. There was a run on quarterbacks, and it was between him, Bo Nix. Was J.J. before or after Penix at 9?
JJ was before Penix.
Okay, so you could have had Michael Penix, who's hurt for Atlanta. Maybe he works out or not. I guess you could have had Bo, but who knows exactly what Bo looks like away from Sean Payton? I don't know. Right?
Yeah. That's the draft,
just
man.
As many question marks about everyone.
You never really know.
Although I don't know that I believe that JJ's the guy. But maybe I'm being hypocritical. I've spent the last week talking about how we write guys off too soon in their career, and that Sam Darnold has taught us that guys can continue to evolve as passers even as they get older, and we need to stop saying that if you haven't shown me you're a franchise guy in the first 3 years, then you'll never be. So maybe I need to take a page out of my own book here and know that there's still time for JJ.
Yep. Maybe. He showed one good quarter.
Yeah.
And Sherm told y'all to chill.
The one thing that I think that Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Geno Smith have done to varying degrees is make it deeply intriguing for people to snag a, quote, failed veteran quarterback, especially if he was drafted high. Geno wasn't, but Baker is the number 1 overall pick. Darnold is number 3 overall pick. That when there's enough underlying talent there to go, well, let's see what this guy's got. Maybe when he was with the Jets, it was a Jets problem. Maybe when he was with the Panthers, it was a Panthers problem.
Yeah.
Let's see what he's still got here. Someone said, did you guys see they added Joey Flacco? We sure did. In fact, we're going to be getting to that. I'm answering my own tease. A surprising name has been added to the AFC Pro Bowl roster. We'll talk about the rest of the roster, the rest of the activities. Plus, the Seahawks have named their captains for Super Bowl 60. That's all coming your way next when we look around the NFL on your home for the Super Bowl-bound Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
Spring training is right around the corner. And tomorrow, Seattle Sports is live from Mariners Fan Fest at T-Mobile Park, beginning at 12:30.
Listen to the roar of the crowd again.
Join Mariners insider Shannon Drayer, broadcasters Gary Hill and Aaron Goldsmith, featuring your faves like Cal Raleigh, George Kirby, and more.
Swung on and missed.
The Hot Stove, live from Mariners Fan Fest at T-Mobile, tomorrow at 12:30 on the home of your AL West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
Tons of stuff happening this January, and believe me, whatever you are into, you can have an absolute blast doing it at Silver Reef Casino Resort. Take, for example, the playoff games. Watch every game at Porter's Bay Sports Bar and Book. Cheer loud with the 12s and enjoy a steak dinner at their steakhouse on property after. Stay the night in one of their deluxe rooms and wake up feeling like a winner. If dry January is your kick, enjoy a relaxing stay at the spa and have a good night's rest. If you want to test your luck, winter warm-up drawings every Friday for a chance at 5 Gs and polar payouts every Saturday for a grand prize of 10 Gs. Claim your free daily entry at any promo kiosk on property. That's all you have to do to enter. Silver Reef Casino Resort is the spot. Check it out if you haven't, but if you've been, you already know what you're missing. Stay tuned. They have events for the big game and the Garth Guys, a tribute band for Garth Brooks, coming soon. Drive up I-5, exit 260, silverreefcasino.com.
The new year is finally here, and you could kick the new year off right by getting in shape and making Top Fitness your first stop. Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my friends at Top Fitness, where their stores are celebrating the new year with some great deals. You could take your New Year's resolution seriously with the very best fitness gear there is set up in your home by our professional installers. They sell the best quality products available. Brands like Precor, True, Octane, Inspire, and Hyrox. Come in now and check out the best deal of deals on treadmills. They're Precor 885 treadmills that are lease returns normally sell for over $13,000, now only $36.99, including a full 3-year warranty. This is the same commercial treadmill sold to health clubs worldwide. And every new treadmill, elliptical, and home gym, well, they're all on sale. They got the largest selection of home fitness equipment in Washington, and their staff will show you why. It's no secret why everybody from pro athletes to personal trainers love their stores. Locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Join us at Dick's Sporting Goods at Tacoma Mall this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for a Nike football event with live DJ, photo ops, and more. Plus, check out the newest Seahawks gear for the big game. See store for details.
Our number one thing with them is always like, hey, welcome someone in and assure them that they're in the right place. We're going to take care of them.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
You know, this is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about, but if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/game for 20% off. trustandwill.com/GAME.
And the Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl.
Home of the Seahawks in Super Bowl 60. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at washingtonaccidentbooks.com.
Guys, low energy, low drive, or strength not what it used to be? For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, start with a free T-check exam and consultation to get real answers. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. Call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply. Must medically qualify.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss. It's a new year and a perfect time to make the changes you've been dreaming of. Don't let those old habits and frustrations hold you back any longer. Our proven program gives you dedicated health coaches, ongoing support, real accountability, and a step-by-step detailed plan to help you lose 20 to 30 pounds in just a couple months with no drugs, shots, exercise, or fake food. Imagine more energy, better health, losing fat, fitting perfectly into your favorite clothes, and being down 20 or more pounds by March. Remove the stress of trying to do this on your own and book your free consultation at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Use February 8th as your little cheat day. Start with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic between now and the big game, and then use February 8th as your cheat day to get back to it. It's Mike Salk here, and I lost 35 pounds with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. I know you can too.
Join the 4,000 clients who we've helped lose 20 to 30 pounds in 60 days. Our remote programs allow you to lose weight from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
From the
and we believe in the young quarterback that we have. That's okay. You can believe in that, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work out in your favor. Did not work out in his favor. That somebody wanted him more. They're going to the Super Bowl.
Yes, exactly. Like, I know you want to nurture your young guy, but if you knew that Sam Darnold could, like, if you truly believed he can get you to 14 wins again, there wouldn't have been another team that wanted him more than you. You've never won a Super Bowl.
You put value on that thing.
Never won a Super Bowl before.
Nope.
You would have been chasing him. So, yeah, ultimately, you didn't want him as much as you should have, I guess. Lesson learned. Wrong one. Has the Steelers head coach Mike McCarthy had a chance to speak with Aaron Rodgers about a possible return in 2026? No, he has not.
No, I think just like anybody that played the game a long time, particularly at this point of their career, I mean, it's important to get away. And so that's a normal process that, I think it's important for all these players to decompress and step away from the season. And that's really the mindset that he's in. And that's really about as far as our conversations have gone as far as if he's coming back or not coming back. So I think it's important for him to, do the things that, he normally does just to step away.
So your darkness retreat, ayahuasca, whatever else it is you need to do when you typically step away, your Pat McAfee interviews.
If I'm McCarthy, I'm wasting no time. As soon as I got the job, I'm hitting Aaron Rodgers to see, what are you thinking? Do you think we can do this again? Forget all that time. You don't have time. You're 60-something years of age. You're taking over a team that's been mediocre. You don't have a quarterback right now. I would have some sense of urgency. But then again, maybe he knows that if he applies pressure to Rodgers like that, he's not going to respond. I don't know.
Aaron.
But I'm at least sending him a text.
Yeah.
You up?
Just what's going on, Aaron? What's going on? New Bills head coach Joe Brady really wants to dispel any notion that he's only going to be concerned anyone personally listening has $300 million, but NFL clubs are about to spend. The NFL salary cap is expected to balloon once again in 2026. Tom Pelissero of NFL Network saying that the NFL has informed clubs it's projecting that cap to be in the range of $301.2 million to $305 million per club. That would represent another significant jump from this year's $279.2 million cap number, and nearly $100 million more than it was in 2022.
Good. Pay him.
Pay him.
Especially because your quarterbacks are inflating that thing so much.
Yes.
That's what it is, man. More of these quarterbacks get paid. Quarterbacks and receivers are the highest two paid positions right now. The more they get paid, the higher this cap has to go.
Seahawks have, I don't know exactly what number they are. I should have looked it up before this, but they are among the biggest salary cap spaces. So young team, a lot of talent, some money to work with in 2026. It's looking good. Next story here. The AFC's Pro Bowl roster got even more stacked. Bengals quarterback Joe Flacco is a last-minute addition. His addition means the Browns had two Pro Bowl quarterbacks on their roster at the same time to start the season. Wow, why aren't they in the Super Bowl? This is the first Pro Bowl nod of Flacco's 18-year career, which to me
is the first one?
Thank you. That's the weirdest part of this story.
Wow.
You're telling me the 2012 Super Bowl was a Pro Bowler before Joe Flacco, who has played for 47 years in the NFL, was a Pro Bowler?
Oh, man, that's
There's
lovely.
no way.
Hey, How beautiful it is. I bet he called his wife and they just laughed.
Yeah.
This is silly.
Finally. This is what did it for me, not my best years. Speaking of Shedeur Sanders, remember how he may have told the Ravens not to draft him last year? Remember that little story that came out of like, no, I actually want to start, so don't even draft me because I don't want to play behind Lamar Jackson. Well, former Ravens OC Todd Monken, now Browns head coach, jokingly brought that up with him when they met at Cleveland's facility on Thursday.
How we doing, man? Good. Yeah, we tried to draft your ass last year. It's all worked out. Yeah. You remember that, right? Yeah, that's what I was about to tell you. Someday we'll get a chance to talk about that. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Well, sit down.
All right. Well, I got you now.
Gotcha.
So congrats. It's happening.
Universe, man.
Yeah.
It's all in circles.
The latest from Mike Macdonald is Friday press conference coming up next on your home for the Super Bowl-bound Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
Seahawks general manager John Schneider.
The NFL Executive of the Year. You bring in NFL royalty.
Office reeks of rich mahogany. Many leather-bound books.
Exclusively with Wyman and Bob on Seattle Sports.
I think it's the ultimate organizational award because of everything that goes into all the decisions that we're making, throughout the acquisition process every single year, and that's the guts of the organization that help us.
Watch the full interview on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
For those diagnosed with anxiety, depression, or PTSD, Northwest Ketamine Clinics wants you to know hope exists. A recent patient, Evan, details his experience.
Every day was a struggle. I was constantly throughout my life researching what are new ways, are there any breakthroughs for depression, anxiety, these things. And at some point I started to read a few things about ketamine. I probably read every single thing on the website multiple times.
Northwest Ketamine Clinics defines success as a reduction in symptoms by 50% or more. Over a 3-week period, 86% of their patients are successful.
When I arrived at the clinic, it was just a beautiful, peaceful, quiet place. As I saw that healing and growth could take place, and as I put the energy into it, I just saw so many things change in my life.
Welcome to the Pacific Northwest's most experienced ketamine center. Book a free phone or video consult at nwketamineclinics.com. Healing starts here.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Robert was in big trouble with the IRS.
Yes, I owed them a lot of money, over $52,000.
Then he heard about Civic Tax Relief.
They took great care of me. It went really quick. $52,000 that I owed, and they had a payoff for $100, and the IRS accepted it. Man.
Off the hook for just $100?
Civic Tax Relief will take care of you. Give them a call.
Call Civic Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation. 800-881-4555. 800-881-4555. Individual results may vary. Visit civictaxrelief.com for more information.
Do you like helping others? Become a Shiva volunteer. In Skagit County, join the hundreds of volunteers across Washington State who help over 90,000 people each year with their Medicare options and questions. You don't have to know Medicare. We'll teach you. And if you're bilingual, even better. For more information and how to apply, call Shiva at 1-800-562-6900 or go to insurance.wa.gov.
Sponsored by the Office of the Insurance Commissioner and aired by the Washington State Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Home of the NFC champion Seahawks.
We are going to the Super Bowl.
Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Mike Macdonald speaking with reporters before his team departs for Santa Clara and Super Bowl 60. Let's take a listen.
New faces. Exciting times. What are we calling this? Week 21, 22? Not really. If they ask the team, they'd say it doesn't matter. Yeah, great to see everybody. What we got? It's funny how it aligns to where we are now. I just remember, hey, we were determined to take our team to another level, and it's not just me and John sitting in a room punching buttons. It takes a lot of people being aligned and a lot of conversations, and we had the right people for the job. So it's fun to be down there. You don't want to be down there too long, but. I just remember having great conversation with guys, seeing a lot of great players. Senior Bowl's an awesome event, so that's about it.
You look at having kind of this extra week with much more time to have a game install next week.
Well, I think you're looking at hey, big picture, what we're trying to achieve over the next 2 weeks, and then let's drill down day by day of what we're trying to accomplish on a kind of now by now type of basis. So. Today's a Thursday for us, and so we're going to go have a heck of a Thursday practice. We just had a great walkthrough. That's what our focus is, and then when that's done, we'll kind of shift our focus to the next thing. But it's all within the spirit of how we want to handle the 2 weeks. Yeah, I think it is tough to stamp a game plan by the end of the week. So this is what we're doing. We're not budging. So I think. We're taking it's a little more fluid on how we're gonna game plan, but all the areas will be addressed this week, and then we'll go back through it again next week.
Will next week be kind of a normal week as well, or will the events make it so you start this Monday, like your regular Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of thing?
Yeah, well, next week will be once Wednesday hits, will be the same cadence. Just there's some extra stuff too. I think there's some extra media obligations and that sort of thing. Travel time. I mean, there's some variables that we normally don't deal with here, but we'll take those in stride and keep rocking and rolling.
You guys have Milton Williams and Barrymore over on New England. You guys have Leo and Jaron.
You can talk about it at length if you wanted to. It just, I think the common thread between both of our teams is there's a kind of a synergistic effect to how we rush the passer, and they do the same thing. So. that's something that I know that our guys take a lot of pride in on how we play, and it takes the whole front. It takes really all 11 guys to plan in concert to create pressure on quarterback and get sacks. But I don't know. I think it might just the whole like who has sacks, who doesn't. I'm not sure what that really is a function of.
You've talked all year. Along those lines, you've talked all year about.
Well, I think their attitude and their approach every day is a little bit of a microcosm of how our whole team operates. And we've talked about this before, but that is a group that one has a lot of great players and a lot of leaders on our team, so they are going to be voices throughout the rest of the team, and they are going to be setting the example through a lot of the rest of the guys in the team. And if they operate like that, and they put the actions behind how we say we want to operate, that's powerful for the rest of the team. So I think that's been a critical part of our team's success this year has been, how our D-line operates.
You named Brady Russell special teams captain, I assume, for this game.
Yep.
First, I guess, how's he doing? And then B, what has he meant for the special teams this year?
He's doing well. Just going through the process right now. But, all of our guys that have played on special teams have been great. But to Brady, I think from day one, how much pride he took in his role. Again, set an example for how we want to operate here with our special teams units. And so guys follow his lead. I mean, his energy every day is contagious. Love for his teammates, love for the game, unselfish. I mean, he's tough as nails. You could argue he's one of the best core four, combo guys in the league. He's been doing it for a couple years.
Were the other two captains fairly obvious for you two?
They are. And we might actually add one or two over the next week or so, but but those guys have been great. I think no explanation needed.
What do you appreciate about the way that those guys gravitate to who Jackson's because of just they themselves? It's going to the louder guy.
Yeah. I just, I don't know, if I'm a player in the locker room, I just want guys to be themselves, and that sets the environment for the rest of our team, really our coaches too, where you don't have to walk around acting, okay, well, how am I supposed to act? Am I supposed to be like this or am I supposed to be like that? It's like, no, the principle of the matter, the thing that we really care about is, the decisions that we're making, and, are we putting the team first, and are we abiding by our team principles, and all the other stuff really tends to come more to life because, they take the pressure off guys. So, but again, those are two leaders on our team, more of our high profile players, and they act that way. It's easy to fall in line. Yeah. I've talked to some other coaches at this point, but Harbs is pretty busy right now, so this weekend we might be able to connect.
Sam Darnold, have you been able to drill down on what his practice plans are, or is that
Well, it's just day by day, and how we're going to operate. And that's what we've done the last 2 weeks, and so that's what we'll keep on doing. But you put timetables on things. I mean, he's gonna plan the game. It's just how to handle, what's the best thing to do every day with that in mind. That's how we're going to treat it.
Mike, you mentioned after the game how Sam maybe shut a lot of people up. He seems like probably the last person who really cared about those outside perceptions.
Yeah.
What do you think about his approach, his personality, that stuff doesn't really get to him?
Well, I think it's one of those things where it's like, hey, when we're, in the good and the bad, whatever the bad is, but when the opinions are changing back and forth, he's been the steadfast, force throughout the whole thing, and that's who he is. That's who he is. So, and one of the reasons why I think he carries so much respect, within our building and with our team. So, let us go defend him, but he'll keep being himself. Well, I think the thing that I appreciate the most about Clint is he's a team player. It's all what's best for the team all the time, and he takes a lot of pride in that. That it's a team effort, and so he'd be the first to, say that the rest of his staff does a great job, and the players are the ones that make it come to life. So I think there's the humility behind how he operates, creates an environment where you're getting all those positive aspects for everybody involved. Well, I think Jalen was playing good football before he went out, and he was playing good football last year. He had a heck of a training camp. I mean, he won our Top Hawk Award in the offseason. Look, you want to give him all the credit in the world for how he's playing. He's playing great football, but to say he's a catalyst for what we're doing, I think that might discount the effort involved with everybody else. And so as a center, you got to make the right calls, and you got to be decisive, and you got to take the line, and you got to be on their stuff, because that's where it starts. But just really pleased with where he is right now as a player, and he's got a great future.
Mike, you scored 5 touchdowns on special teams this year and had
we love our unit. I mean, we love our special teams unit. Jay deserves a ton of credit. He's a phenomenal coach. I think Fitz also deserves a ton of credit. He kind of flies under the radar on a lot of things that he's bringing to the table. And I think, again, it's how you want our team to operate. It's just this daily chasing edges mentality of how do we kind of make it? What's one more thing we can, can we capture that today to take us? What's those things, those markers every day that we can hit? And they do that. They practice their tails off every day. They got great energy. We practice special teams first, and one of the things we talk about all the time is that they really set, the tempo and the standard of how well that practice is going to go, and how they play and how they practice, and they continue to hold the standard up every time they take the field, which has been great.
Mike Vorel joins us next on your home for the Super Bowl bound Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
He's the man on the call for Super Bowl 60.
Darnold taking a shot downfield for a touchdown.
Mike Tirico, exclusively with Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports. This is your first. Oh my gosh, congrats.
It is a privilege. Only 12 other people have called the prior 59 Super Bowls. So to join that really elite fraternity is amazing, and still pinch myself. I still don't believe it's real. Maybe when I get on the air, maybe I'll realize then that it's real.
Listen to the full convo on the Seattle Sports app.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Happy New Year from Frank Lumber, the door store, your locally owned custom pre-hung door shop, boasting the largest selection of residential doors in the Seattle area for decades. We specialize in interior and exterior pre-hungs and matchups. Along with pocket doors, barn doors, bypass, and bifold doors, the selection is huge. If it swings, we've got you covered. Come and visit our showroom and bargain barn in Shoreline. Also, be sure to check us out online at franklumber.com.
Gear up for the big game at Simply Seattle. Shop official Seahawks playoffs gear and custom Simply original designs. Shop in-store or online and enter to win a $1,000 shopping spree now at simplyseattle.com.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Let's talk about hockey. Don't you love a sport where it's almost fair game to throw off your gloves and bare knuckle it in that gray area? Hockey brings excitement, intensity, passion, often drinking. It's like a party with a puck. If you enjoy too many shots at the bar while watching slap shots on the ice, don't try to make a breakaway because the police won't just stonewall your goal. They're much more likely to throw you in that penalty box. And it won't be just a few minutes to think about what you did. Go ahead, enjoy cracking one open. Just don't overdo it. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com for your free private consultation. Hockey is one of the only sports where you can wrap around the goal and there's no out of bounds. But the roadway is a different story. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY!
Get ready for game day. Join us at Dick's Sporting Goods at Tacoma Mall this Saturday, January 31st from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sunday, February 1st from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for a Nike football event. Enjoy a live DJ, fun photo ops, and more. Plus, check out the newest Seahawks gear to get you ready for the big game. It's the ultimate football weekend. Don't miss out. It's all at Dick's Sporting Goods at the Tacoma Mall. See store for details.
Take the next step to becoming a Seahawks season ticket holder. Join the season ticket holder notification list to secure your spot in line. By signing up, you'll be the first to know when space becomes available on the official Blue Pride waitlist. Plus, receive team news, special ticket offers, and more. Visit Seahawks.com/season tickets to sign up today.
Do you like helping others? Become a Shiva volunteer in Whatcom County. Join the hundreds of volunteers across Washington State who help over 90,000 people each year with their Medicare options and questions. You don't have to know Medicare. We'll teach you. And if you're bilingual, even better. For more information and how to apply, call Shiva at 1-800-562-6900 or go to insurance.wa.gov.
Sponsored by the Office of the Insurance Commissioner and aired by the Washington State Association of Broadcasters and this station.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Minnesota Vikings are firing GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. The Athletics' Diana Rossini first on the report. The Vikings won 14 games last season with Sam Darnold at the helm, then moved on from him in free agency and fell to 9-8 this past year.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Columnist for the Seattle Times, Mike Vorel, joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Mike, how's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
Fantastic. Hey, your newest feature for the Seattle Times, a great read. You look at JSN's path to this record-breaking season and called him a traveling magician. I was going to ask you something else about this, but I'm going to start with asking you why that description felt so fitting. I thought it was a cool way to talk about him.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of searching for the image that made sense with him because here's the deal. It's like you go back to high school with him, freshman year, sophomore year, when he's 16, 17, 18 years old, and he's doing the exact same things that he's doing now in terms of these one-handed stabbing catches, sort of the smoothness of his athleticism, the way that he moves. It's all familiar. And, you talk to people who played with him back then, his coaches, they say, I saw that exact same thing. And it just reminded me of someone who's doing the same magic tricks, but with new audiences, where every time they do it, it wows a new person who hasn't seen it before. But in reality, he's been doing the same things for years and years and years on different stages. The stages just keep getting bigger. But I mean, it's funny to go back and watch. He had a playoff game when he was a senior in high school inside the Cowboys Stadium, and he scored 6 touchdowns in this playoff game against Allen High, which is one of the big powerhouses in the country. And his first touchdown was a fade pass that he just stabbed the ball out of the air with one hand, exactly like he did the other day. And it's like he really hasn't changed. The tricks haven't changed. It's just kind of the stages that you're seeing them on.
Yeah, I have lots of conversations with the voice Steve Rabel about it's football in general, but we always talk about JSN obviously because us being former receivers, and it's hard for us to try to find a comparison for him. Like there are a lot of things that he does that reminds us of different wideouts. Is there a wideout that you feel like most resembles what JSN is capable of?
I really don't know that there is, and that's kind of what I was trying to dig into in this story, is because you're kind of asking the question to all these different people. And, I talked to Brian Hartline, who recruited him to Ohio State and recruited so many guys, Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave and all these guys. And he's different from all of them because he has that kind of undefinable quality. He's got like a je ne sais quoi where, oh, no, he's not really fast. And you look at him, oh, I guess he's not really big. He doesn't really measure out in any of those ways. But he's just better than everyone, and everyone agrees on that. And it's just sort of, that's kind of, the magic of him is that he's more than meets the eye. And there's just sort of, when Tom Brady kind of compared him to the figure skater, it's like his game, I kind of compare him to the anti-DK in a lot of ways, because DK Metcalf is this physical specimen where he has the measurables. He's bigger than everybody. He's faster than everybody. He's like a tank who's rolling over people. And Jackson is really not that. His game is beautiful. He's like pirouetting. I mean, he's graceful in a way that other guys aren't. So he's really hard to compare to anybody.
What did you make of Chris Sims' take saying, hey, the key for the Pats is going to be to take JSN out because I wonder what this offense looks like without him? It's like, well, I get what Chris is saying, but you'd think defenses would have tried by now.
Yeah, I mean, you would love to stop the unstoppable force. That would be a great thing to do on paper. It's the thing is that he's not wrong, but also it's not like it's a novel concept that other people haven't thought of. Right. And if he whispered that in Mike Vrabel's ear, it's not as if a light bulb would go off all of a sudden. So, I talked to Brian Hartline, like I said, for this story, and he said flat out, like, if they had just thrown the ball to Jackson as a rookie, he probably would have been Rookie of the Year. And the more you feed this guy, the better your offense does in general. And that is sort of an oversimplified way of putting it. But generally, you throw it to JSN, you scheme him open, and he finds ways. He doesn't need much room, as we've seen. So a lot of teams know that he's their first and second and third option. It doesn't mean you can do anything about it.
What were your feelings going into this season about JSN? I felt after that Rams game where he went for dang near 200 yards when DK was out, I felt like he had the capabilities of big games. But to this level, I wasn't expecting it. What did you think of JSN before the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I was like a lot of people where you kind of wanted to see it to believe it, and you did see it in a pretty significant stretch last season. Like you said, when DK goes down for a number of games and JSN steps in, and all of a sudden he's the guy. But I think sort of what planted that doubt, like I alluded to, is he has that rookie season with the Seahawks where they really didn't involve him all that much. And I think I've seen a stat floating around that like a massive amount of his targets were on screen. So all of a sudden you're wondering about his route running or what his tree looks like and all these things. And it turns out all of that is ridiculous. None of that matters because he is that guy. But I think understandably it's something that you want to see to really believe. And now that we have seen it, it is still kind of unbelievable. But obviously he stepped in and is clearly either the best or second best receiver in the NFL, depending on how you look at it.
Hey, tell us a bit about your takeaways with JSN as an overall culture fit for the team. John Schneider, in talking with Wyman and Bob yesterday, said, look, we look for guys that are smart, tough, reliable. We have kind of like these qualities, and we need to narrow it down to guys that fit that. I would say JSN does. Tell us about kind of the intangibles that you see with him.
Yeah, for sure. For the story that I wrote, I talked to his high school coach, and his high school coach, I think, very appropriately called him the anti-diva, which I think is just like a very appropriate way to classify JSN, especially when you're coming out of sort of this culture where wide receivers used to be a certain way, where it was the Terrell Owenses and, the Michael Irvins and the guys who wanted the ball and would yell on the sidelines and all of those things, and were superstar players, but also had that ego and that sort of diva mentality. And JSN just could not be any less of that. Not to say that he doesn't have flash or he doesn't have personality. He'll wear the cowboy hat and he'll say, that, he can't respond to all of his fans, and he's got that sort of edge to him. But there just is no real ego there. And I think all of us who have spoken to him kind of recognize that. And that sort of fits into the larger mentality of this team where, Leonard Williams said before the NFC Championship game that he'd never been on a team that was more selfless, that had less of an ego. And I think this is a team of a bunch of guys that were underdogs and cast-offs and comeback players and just not that many superstars or what the outside world would deem superstars. I think it all kind of feeds together, and he's one of those parts.
Hey, we had a conversation, Mike, about free agents acquisitions, right, throughout the history of the Seahawks. We even looked at just John Schneider, what he's been able to do. And there are some names that popped up when we talked about, like, the best free agent acquisitions. You got Warren Moon was one of the names that we saw, Cliff Averill, Julian Peterson, Robbie Tobig, Michael Bennett. But I think Stacy and I both kind of landed on Sam Darnold has to be one of, if not the best free agent acquisition that this franchise has ever had, taking these guys to the Super Bowl. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely part of the conversation. And really all of those, the big three this offseason, you look at Darnold, you look at DeMarcus Lawrence and Cooper Kupp, it's weird how much all of those guys fit into a similar narrative in terms of really, being successful on a previous team that let them walk. And the fact that they're here, especially Cooper Kupp and DeMarcus Lawrence, longtime contributors on the team that drafted them and basically were discarded and disrespected in some ways by that team and brought into Seattle. So, Sam Darnold is the same way. And it's just so funny to look at the way that core has really led them. When you talk about sort of the emotional piece and the leadership piece, a lot of it is those veteran free agent signings, and Sam Darnold the same way in terms of the way that he's overachieved and kind of proven a lot to a lot of people. So the free agent additions from last offseason have a really sort of interesting shared narrative that I think also kind of embodies a lot of the team.
Now, you may very well have the same answer, being Sam Darnold, but when you've got two teams, the Patriots and the Seahawks, that are meeting together with the longest combined odds ever, or in the last 50 years for Super Bowl teams, what do you think people had most wrong about the Seahawks? You have to get a lot of things were wrong in predictions about this team, and some things were right. But where do you think the single biggest oversight was?
I don't think it's something that I blame people for a lot, but obviously I think people generally thought this defense would be good. It was more the offense, the massive offensive question marks, and people oversimplified everything. I wrote about this before the season. It's like so much of the offense was drilled down to Geno is better than Sam, and you lost DK, and you didn't, and DK is better than Cooper Kupp. The person that you lost is better than the person that you gained. And obviously, it's so much bigger than that. I mean, Clint Kubiak, bringing in that system and it working as seamlessly as it did, that obviously was a massive factor. Being able to draft a Gray Zabel and just fit a system that is able to keep pressure off of Sam Darnold, that's a massive thing. But I just think before the season, there was such an oversimplification where you're looking at two players and you're saying what you lost is bigger than what you gained. And it's always been more than that. Football is more than that. But that was the way that the national sort of, media wanted to look at it and wanted to encapsulate it. And I think offensively, this team has proven that was never really the case.
I mean, we've been really impressed with the work that Mike Macdonald has done with this team, the messaging, the effort that they've played with, and just getting to this point. How far ahead of schedule do you think this team is? When did you think they'd be contenders? Me, Mike, I was thinking maybe year 3 or 4.
Yeah. I mean, I thought this could be a playoff team. Obviously, when they're not far away a year ago, this is 10-17 a year ago, you'd think that you're capable of making strides and becoming a playoff team. But obviously, that's nothing compared to what they've done and becoming the best defense in football and sort of the obvious best team in the NFC and 9 straight wins and all of those things. Just the level of dominance is what is surprising. Not necessarily that they're here, although that is a shocker, but that they're here with such a stamp, that they're leading the NFL in point differential. A lot of it is, thinking about Mike Macdonald, it's also just the people that he's hired and put in place. He's smart enough to move on from Ryan Grubb, who's a good coach, but wasn't necessarily a great fit, and to bring in a Clint Kubiak and to bring in the offensive staff, and then to have, a special teams coach in Jay Harbaugh and the special teams be among the best in football. It's really every piece to that puzzle that has elevated them to where they are. And I think that's kind of what's surprising. It's the totality. It's just that they're this dominant. I don't think anyone saw that coming.
A previous Super Bowl iteration of the Seattle Seahawks was somewhat similar in a couple surface level ways, both dominant defenses that led the regular season in scoring, and they may have been built slightly different, but like you can see the overlapping similarities, just baseline surface level. What to you is the most interesting contrast, perhaps, between the era of Seahawks that went to and won Super Bowl 48 and then went to Super Bowl 49 and the 2025 team we see here about to head to Super Bowl 60?
Yeah, I think I'm kind of writing about this today, but I feel like the identity is pretty different. Where with Legion of Boom, there was that loudness there. There was the bravado, and they had those big time superstar names, and this team is so much more unassuming. And like I kind of said, it's a very likable bunch, but because it's the underdogs and the comebacks and the cast-offs and the afterthoughts, it's kind of this ragtag crew of people that nobody believed in coming together, where it's like Leonard Williams is a great player, but hadn't played in a playoff game for 11 years. And then he comes here, and Julian Love also stranded in New York, and he comes here, and Sam Darnold, nobody cared about, and he comes here. Cooper Kupp and DeMarcus Lawrence were thrown away, and they come here. It's sort of that collective of all of these people who the world either looked down on or didn't think were winners for one reason or another, and together proving something as a collective. And I think that is really what makes this a fun team and an easy team to root for.
It's been a long time coming for John Schneider, man. At the beginning of this year, we spoke to a couple of people about his chances of winning Executive of the Year. They kind of said that he's aged out. They look for the younger GM, someone who just hit the seam. But I think respect is being paid, man, where respect is due. What do you just talk about his transition, right? From a guy who was hired by Pete Carroll to do his job, and then lets Pete Carroll go as part of that transition, brings in Mike Macdonald. Just how impressive has the last 3 to 4 years been for John?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more impressive than the fact that it's never been done. Just to have, for someone not just to live off of one extended run. Like, you've got the Kansas City Chiefs that have had this incredible run with the same general core over a number of years, and that's impressive. But for John Schneider to essentially have a second golden era in development and evaluation and drafting, that is really unique for him. So to be able to put together these consecutive draft classes and to hit, like I had said, on free agent signings and guys that other people thought didn't have anything left, and pretty much to pull all of those threads and to push all those buttons and have all of them work out. Also, when it comes to hiring Mike Macdonald, the understanding that it was time to move on from Pete Carroll, all of those moves sequentially have been the right moves. So just not the fact that he's done it, but the fact that he's done it twice individually really is something that we haven't really seen too much of in the NFL.
He is Mike Vorel, his latest on JSN. Great read up on Seattle Times right now. Thanks so much, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, thanks, guys.
It is a Football Friday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Before we move on here, some breaking news. It looks like Logan Evans is going to be having Tommy John surgery, sidelined now. Wanted to have just a minute of quick reaction to this news. You weren't looking at Logan, obviously, to be a go-to ace, a starter for you, but this pitching depth is something the Mariners had to rely on heavily this past season with so many starters going down. Bump, your quick reaction.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. I mean, it's unfortunate, but you're never really surprised when you hear about any pitcher getting this surgery. But yeah, depth is key. So we'll see what their move is from here.
Again, the news: right-hander Logan Evans, Tommy John surgery just came out a minute ago from Mariners PR. Curtis, your quick reaction to this one too.
I think Kate Anderson is a name to get yourselves familiar with this season if you're looking for rotation depth. Even Tarangelo Sanger could potentially be used as rotation depth. Obviously, you got Emerson Hancock. They've made a couple other moves for some veteran free agents. Dane Dunning, a name familiar to people who've followed the AL West over the last 5 or 6 years. He pitched a lot of games for the Rangers. He was signed to a minor league deal with the Mariners a few days ago. So it's not like this is going to derail any sort of playoff plans, but it just stinks to see a young pitcher, a guy who has made a lot of strides over the last few years, and I think was somebody that the Mariners kind of held up as a really cool story in their farm system because he followed a similar path to Brian Wu, where not very good college numbers, and then all of a sudden turns into a really valuable piece in that minor league system. So hate to see this for the 24-year-old, but hopefully in 2027, probably midway through 2027, we see him back out on the mound, but tough break for him.
Again, that just coming out. Logan Evans, 24-year-old right-hander for the Mariners, underwent he had Tommy John surgery on January 23rd, looking at, unsurprisingly, 12-month recovery here, and wishing him all the best in that recovery. All right, now let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
Couldn't get through reconstructive. That was a tough one. First down. How do you think the Patriots will try to attack the Seahawks defense?
They're third in the league when it comes to putting together drives as far as yardage, right? About 35 to 39 yards per drive. And I think this is the way that they have to try to attack this defense, is try to wear them out, right? You got to try to put together 10, 11, 12-play drives. The good thing about this Seahawks defense is that if the safety needs a blow, tap the helmet, tie-a-cut is okay. If someone on the line needs a blow, tap the helmet. You got 4 or 5 defensive linemen to choose from. Same thing with the edge position. But no, this is what they should do. They haven't been really explosive in the past game, this playoff, so they should try to slow the game down.
Second down. What's something the league will look at this offseason, and why do you love it?
Yeah, they're going to look at explore using replay review to call safety-related fouls. So we're talking about blows to the head, use of helmet, roughing the passer, unnecessary roughness, and more. I like this because the refs have a tough job. Look, we jump on the refs all the time, but it's tough. This guy's moving at 20 miles an hour, making a play, and you have essentially 22 battles going on out there, and your job is to try to see everything with 6 referees out there. It is tough. So sometimes when there's a big play that is made, you got a big hit, they kind of just go off of the feel, the reaction, and what it looks like, and they're not really sure, but they have to make a decision. So why not help these guys out with review, slow that thing down, see if he uses helmet, did he launch, shoulder, all that good stuff. No, I think this is good. Help these referees because, man, we've seen when they had to run off the field because people are throwing things at them, they're booing them or whatnot.
Yep.
You got to protect these guys. How do you do it? You do it with things like this.
Well, and this has to be the most complained about. What would you say is the most complained about call in football right now? It's either going to be like defensive pass interference that did or didn't happen,
Anytime
or
pass
it's roughing
interference.
the passer that didn't happen. It's, are you kidding me? That's roughing the passer now. That is by far the thing I hear about most.
Yeah, it's tough. It's hard out there for a zebra.
No. Third down. What have you seen from Diggs during the playoffs?
Diggs, he's not the guy that I was used to seeing. Obviously, I watch film on him every year. Haven't watched a lot of film on him this year, so I think it gave me like fresh eyes, right? He's got 11 receptions, 73 yards, 1 touchdown in the playoffs so far, and he's not the explosive guy that we're used to seeing. And I have to remember, he's coming off a knee injury. He's been in the league for about 10 years. It's later on in the season. His body might be sore, but he's still got hands, though. Don't get it twisted. There's still a little twitch there, but he's not the downfield threat. They're really looking at Booty to be that downfield threat. I mean, he's working underneath. He's working out more of the slot these days, which is fine. You know, he's still one of the best receivers in the game, but it just looked different to me.
Yeah.
So I don't see Diggs getting behind this defense unless there's a play fake and a complete coverage bust.
Well, and also like a reminder, and I'm glad you're making it to people as we prepare for this one, that like the Diggs that we see in maybe some highlights or that certainly dominates our memories with Buffalo and a bit with Houston is like not necessarily how the Patriots are going to be using him. And instead you should be focusing on someone else. So let's keep with the Patriots here. 4th down. What are the Patriots struggling with on offense during the playoffs?
Explosive plays, man, in the pass game. May has 3 completions of 20-plus yards. He has 12 attempts, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1 touchdown to Booty, 1 touchdown to Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
Hunter Henry. I wanted to say Hunter Renfrow so bad. He's coming off of 5 straight incompletions of trying to push the ball down the field. So I mentioned they're not doing it as a whole, but when they do, they're throwing it to Booty and Henry going across the middle of the field. May doesn't look as confident as he did during the regular season. I've watched a couple of clips of him as well. And I have to take into account the environment they're playing.
Throws
it's
everything
cold,
into,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You can't just ignore that. So even when I'm looking at Diggs, I can't ignore it. When I look at May, I can't ignore it. But the route concepts, they're trying to work underneath. So this goes back to my first down, is that this is the way that I think they should try to beat the Seahawks, slowing the game down, work underneath, try to tire this defense out, and that will allow Drake May to get into a rhythm as well, because he's not pushing the ball down the field at a high clip, but we know that he's capable of. Respect everybody, fear no one. That's what I got for
There's
you.
a lot being made of Drake May's shoulder injury to start the season. He ended up going.
Friday. Didn't practice today.
He didn't?
No.
Interesting. He ended up going on a Boston area sports station. Was it WEEI? Yes, thank you. Saying like, hey, it's not like an injury I got against the Broncos that now I have to deal with. It's just the accumulation of wear and tear. Like, this is just a not important, not headliner worthy injury is kind of what he was getting at. However, I wanted to ask, did you see it in any way popping up or being a factor? Like, ahead of the Rams game when you were like, you can kind of see, a couple passes from Stafford that doesn't quite have the zip, and then you wonder if the finger. I know it's hard with the blizzard, so maybe you don't have an answer, but could you see any effect at all where you were like, is he hurt?
Not really, because I haven't watched enough of him in the regular season.
But that could also be kind of an answer. It's like that we're all just because it's the Super Bowl going, oh my God, Drake May's shoulder injury when.
I mean, we were tripping off of Sam Darnold's oblique.
And you can't see anything.
No.
Tore it off. Health drug. All right. We have a quiz. I'm not proud of this. You know what?
Be proud.
A horrible thing to tease. Look, I love games. I love playing games on this show, and we will make every opportunity.
Some of your best quizzes are the worst ones.
Thank you,
That's
Bob.
right.
And so, look,
Backhanded
is there a game this weekend? No. There is the Pro Bowl, though. So here we go. Pro Bowl is coming your way next on your home for the Super Bowl-bound Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
Wyman and Bob, every afternoon at 2.
It's awesome to see. I can tell you just being down there, every one of them singing the same tune about the team, and I love these guys. I'm so happy to be here with these guys.
They've built a culture that they care about each other. And so that obviously sounds very corny, but it works. Maybe people will stop texting into our show, Bob, saying it doesn't matter if he's a nice guy or not. Yes, it does, because it's the ultimate team game.
Only on Seattle Sports.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, mind racing, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Video security, burglar alarms, fire alarms, access control, 24/7 monitoring, and more. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy, knowing we're here for you, your people, and your business. Visit bayalarm.com to talk to a local security expert. Bay Alarm, we got you.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation, so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
Hi, I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, ultra-low sugar brain and body fuel. Our IQ Bar plant protein bars help you refuel smarter. Our IQ Mix Zero Sugar Hydration Mixes help you hydrate harder. And our IQ Joe Instant Mushroom Coffees help you caffeinate larger. All three product lines boost physical performance, but they also boost mental performance via nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane. Right now, you can try our epic IQ Bar Ultimate Sampler Pack with 9 protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 coffee sticks. Win your day with clean ingredients, amazing taste, and superior brain and body nutrition. Try IQ Bar today.
Get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text IQ Bar to 64,000. Text IQ Bar to 64,000 to get this exclusive radio offer. That's IQ Bar to 64,000.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Shop now for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Welcome to guided meditation. Close your eyes. You're at the beach. The seagulls are calling. You take out your iPhone 16e you got from Cricket and use Apple Intelligence to clean up that selfie you just took. It's a good one. You send it to your friends instantly thanks to reliable nationwide 5G. They're totally jealous. Get iPhone 16e for $49.99 when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new line on the Supreme Unlimited plan. For service charge and tax due at sale. $25 activation fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See store for details.
Compassion. Communication. Results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
Join us at Dick's Sporting Goods at Tacoma Mall this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for a Nike football event with a live DJ, fun photo ops, and more. Come check out the latest Seahawks gear at Dick's Sporting Goods this weekend and have the chance to meet former Seattle defensive end Cliff Averill on Saturday from 11:15 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. Wristbands will be distributed on a first-come, first-served basis beginning 1 hour before the appearance. See store for details.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free home delivery on most beds with base. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at a Sleep Number store today.
Dave Wyman here with Dr. Landis to talk about Swedish Cyberknife.
Essentially, it's a 5-day treatment, about 30 minutes per day. You walk in, you walk out, you essentially don't feel anything at all during treatment. Many patients still work full-time while they're having treatment.
5 days, less than an hour a day to treat prostate cancer. That really is amazing. If diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish Cyberknife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Pro Bowl, 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 Pro Bowl.
Strike to claim it. A strike to claim it. And he got it!
Are you kidding me? That's right. Who do you think you are?
I am.
All-time guy. Who do you think you are? I am.
Pete Weber, the GOAT.
I honestly think that's a better quote than Kirk Cousins. You like that? Which is also great.
He had another one at his.
Who do you think you are?
He had another one at his
am.
retirement. He was like, "Love me or hate me, you watched," and I was like, "Dang, wow,
man." Put that on my grave.
Fire.
All right, here we go. Pro Bowl, Pro Bowl, Pro Bowl. Your questions are about Seahawks Pro Bowlers, NFL all-time Pro Bowlers, a couple all-pro questions. Here we go. Bump. Which NFL player has the most Pro Bowls all time?
In the world.
Choice.
No.
Most Pro Bowls all time. That means you played a long time.
All time.
A long time. You can go with Timothy Brady. You can go with Reggie White, played a long time. You can go with Jerry, he played a long time.
You do have to go with one of them.
I know, I'm trying to talk through it.
A pick needs to be made.
Talk through it. You know what? I'm just going to go with Tom Brady, man.
Correct.
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Gotta be Tom.
How many did he make? Like 20?
Well, that's part of your next question, Curtis.
All right.
He made 15.
Okay.
4 players are tied for second most all time with 14. All you have to do is name one.
Name one?
One. So we're talking about second most Pro Bowls ever. So these 4 players each got 14 Pro Bowl nods.
I'm going to go with Jerry Rice as one of the group of the next.
No.
Always go quarterback.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes
Bruce
sense.
Matthews.
All right. Yeah.
Merlin Olsen.
Okay, that's a little bit before my time.
And Tony Gonzalez.
You don't even need to know who Merlin Olsen is. His name is Merlin.
Yeah.
So you know that was
He was a wizard.
Jerry Rice, you're very close. Selected to 13
Duh.
Pro Bowls. He was in the next category.
One of
tied
those
for
group
third
of
place.
4 maybe joining us on Radio Road next week. Just throwing that out there. It's not Merlin Olsen.
I was going to say, is it Merlin Olsen?
I don't think so.
Well, dang. Bump. Tom Brady might lead the NFL in all-time Pro Bowl nods. But another superstar is actually tied with Jim Otto for most ever first-team All-Pro nods. Is it? You do have multiple choice.
Thank you.
Is it Aaron Donald, Jerry Rice, or Barry Sanders? Tied for most first.
Barry only played 10 of them things.
All pros.
Here's the thing. Aaron Donald was so dang dominant at his position. Like Jerry Rice was too, but you can see other receivers having good years. You know what I mean? But to do what Aaron Donald did, oh, we'll never see it again. I'm going with Aaron Donald.
Bump. You're wrong. It's Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice tied with Jim Otto for. Isn't that weird? Jerry Rice, 13 Pro Bowls, but more first-team All-Pros than anyone else.
How many he get?
I think I had. Let's see, Jerry Rice.
We gotta check the work.
Was it 10?
I believe so.
Yes, 10. Thank you. 12 times total. 10 first team. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay. It's kind of like how Ernest Jones got All-Pro, but then didn't get Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Just randomly, you're like, why wouldn't you
Yeah.
always get both at the same time?
All right. Should be automatic.
I guess he did have one more Pro Bowl. I'm getting myself in a hole. Here we go. Curtis, only one Seattle Seahawk has been a first-team All-Pro more than 5 times. Who was it?
Walter Jones.
Easy money.
It's not Walter
It's not
Jones?
Walt?
It's got to be Big Walt.
Who the heck is it?
It's Bobby Wagner.
Oh, wow. I'm over 2.
Wow, I'm
I
like,
just knew it
it's
was
making
70
me
words.
want to double check.
Frozen there. I was like,
look at you
no
guys.
way.
Seahawks first team. Don't look it up, Bump.
I'm looking at
There's more
Walt
questions.
Jones.
Yeah,
All right,
first
all
team
right.
All Pros.
Bobby has 6.
Yeah, Bobby has 6. Walter Jones has 4. Okay.
Damn.
Curtis, close the list. Stop looking at the
That's
list.
a tricky one.
Okay.
I looked up Bobby Wagner's Pro Football
Okay,
Reference
thank
page
you. Thank
after
you.
the fact.
Thank you. Okay. Where was I here? Bump. The Seahawks this year had 6 players selected to a Pro Bowl, which was tied for most in the league
Oh,
with
my
3
goodness.
other teams.
Oh, my goodness.
Can you name all?
All 3?
One.
Wow.
Name one. No, I'm kidding.
With 3 other teams have
Yeah.
6?
Have 6.
And 3 other teams
3
have...
other teams had 6. They were all
man.
tied. 4-way
NFL
tie.
teams.
NFL teams.
All right,
The
so
whole team.
Got to look at
You
the
just got to
guys
name one team.
who are balling. The Pats don't have that many. Broncos don't have that many.
Take your time.
The
Take your time.
Rams, do the Rams have 6?
3 possible answers.
I know, man. I feel like there's a sneaky team in there. Can I look at the team so I just have a visual?
Yeah, you can pull up just so you can see a look at the
Yeah,
NFL
just look at
and
the
just kind
NFL.
of go with
Kinda
vibes. What feels
what's the
right?
vibe? What feels good? That's
Yeah.
a vibe.
What feels like what feels like a
vibe.
Pro Bowl-y team?
That's a vibe. Gosh, none of these fools should have 6 like us. That's what I'm saying. You ain't worthy of this. This is tough, though. Dang. All right, I'm going to go with...
Whenever you're ready to make a pick.
I mean, you know, I'm just... It ain't them. I'm going with the Rams. It ain't them.
It's not the Rams.
Ah.
They had 4 bums. No, it is choices Broncos,
Wow.
Ravens,
Wow.
I know, or 49ers.
That's harder than it seems.
I know.
That's harder than it seems.
I know.
Ravens
That's why
didn't
I
make the playoffs.
That's why you only had to choose one.
Dang, that's a good one, Stacy.
Thank you. That's my best question, I think. Curtis,
Hey.
your task is tough,
All right, here we go.
but maybe
You got to
easier.
lock in.
Now, you're going to have 2 answers here, but it's
Okay.
about the same team.
I like
the
this.
Patriots. They only had 2 Pro Bowlers. Can you name them?
2 Pro Drake May.
Yeah.
And I feel like you'd want to say Christian Gonzalez, but maybe there's a bit of a trick. What is it? One of those defensive linemen? Is it Milton Williams?
Is that your answer?
Drake May, and Milton Williams.
Your gut instinct was right.
Oh, it's Christian Gonzalez. Damn.
Yeah, it is 1-0.
tough.
Wow, my Pro Bowl
It
quiz
is.
crushing it right now. Curtis, have you gotten one, or did I get that
No,
wrong?
we're
okay.
yeah,
1-0.
we're both missing here.
Bump. The Seahawks are tied for most. Excuse me. 3 Seahawks are tied for most Pro Bowl selections all time. Okay, name one.
Of all time? All time?
All time.
In the world.
The world, Craig?
Yeah.
Paul Jones.
Okay, that is one of them. Bump gets a point. Curtis.
That was just paying attention, because Curtis threw Walt Jones out there.
Yeah.
So it's stuck in my brain. So, Curtis, I appreciate the support on that
Yeah.
one.
Curtis, name one more.
Repeat the question.
Okay. 3 Seahawks are tied for the most Pro Bowl selections all time, franchise history. 3 names at the top. One of them is Walter Jones, as guessed correctly by Bump. There are 2 more possible names. You just got to give me one of them.
I'm going to guess a guy who was previously named in this quiz, one Bobby Wagner.
Correct.
Yeah. Say,
All right,
we're
2
not
to 1. 2 to 1.
overcomplicating.
Yeah. Either of you for not a point want to guess the third?
Largent?
Russell.
Russell.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Because it counts total noms. Okay. Bump. Now we're going to the league's active leader in Pro Bowls. The league's active leader in Pro Bowls has 12 of them things.
Hold them nine.
For the 49ers, who is he?
He plays for the Niners?
He plays for the Niners.
Trent
Who
Williams.
is he? Yes, Trent Williams.
Yes, sir.
3 points. Bump won the quiz. Curtis, we're still playing here.
Yeah.
Second place in active players with the most Pro Bowls has 11. He's on the Chiefs.
Travis Kelce.
Yes.
Travis Kelce.
Wow. Final score 3-2. So
Hey,
close.
This is what I appreciate about this quiz.
Yeah.
It started off hard and it got easier.
Okay.
You know?
Before we hit break, do I have 30 seconds for our tiebreaker,
Sure.
which I just like? In honor of things we love to pour into bowls, go back and forth naming cereals, beginning with Bump.
Captain Crunch.
Reese's Puffs.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Apple Jacks.
Kicks.
Special K.
Fruity Loops.
Chex.
What? Fruit Loops.
Cocoa Puffs. Fruit Loops.
Curtis, tiebreaker question for no points because you lost, but that's okay. True or false? I love a true or false tiebreaker question. Joey Galloway never made the Pro Bowl.
That's true.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a weird one.
Put him in the Pro Bowl.
I was going to say posthumously. He's still with us. He's on ESPN during college
Put
football
him
season.
in there
all the
right
time.
now. What I need to know coming your way next.
Doubted,
More questions about Sam Darnold.
underestimated,
I would say 10-7.
questioned at every turn.
The question mark on this team is the offensive line.
Well, I think it was a swing and a miss week 1.
They're trying to find exactly who they are and what they are.
We did not care. It's about us. It's always been about us and what we do. And now we're going to the Super Bowl.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel call the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60 is on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Season 2 of Unrivaled Basketball is here, and the energy is unreal. Stacy Ross here telling you to get ready, because the best women's players on the planet are running it back with even bigger moments and bigger stakes. Built for the players, created by women's basketball stars, Unrivaled gives athletes a high-quality, U.S.-based off-season league with better visibility and support. So don't miss as Paige Beckers, Nafisa Collier, Kelsey Plum, Brianna Stewart, and more take to the court and redefine the game. So if you love high-intensity hoops, this is the league you've been waiting for. More action, more highlights, more star power. Every matchup, every highlight, every moment that makes you jump out of your seat, it's all back and bigger than ever. This isn't your regular season. This is Unrivaled. Games air on TNT, True TV, and HBO Max. Super easy to watch no matter where you are. Unrivaled Basketball, where the pace is faster, the energy is higher, and every athlete shines.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Your windows and doors play a huge role in your home's efficiency and comfort. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors for windows that are up to 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards and reduce noise by up to 50%. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
To me, the LJ way is to provide an experience that people really enjoy being a part of.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Do you like helping others? Become a Shiva volunteer. In Lewis County, join the hundreds of volunteers across Washington state who help over 90,000 people each year with their Medicare options and questions. You don't have to know Medicare. We'll teach you. And if you're bilingual, even better. For more information and how to apply, call Shiva at 1-800-562-6900 or go to insurance.wa.gov.
Sponsored by the Office of the Insurance Commissioner and aired by the Washington State Association of Broadcasters and this station.
The only place to hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
Can you believe it?
Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Get ready for game day. Join us at Dick's Sporting Goods at Tacoma Mall this Saturday, January 31st from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sunday, February 1st from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for a Nike football event. Enjoy a live DJ, fun photo ops, and more. Plus, check out the newest Seahawks gear to get you ready for the big game. It's the ultimate football weekend. Don't miss out. It's all at Dick's Sporting Goods at the Tacoma Mall. See store for details.
Here's what you can look forward to when you get your windows replaced. The whole house being way warmer and a lot quieter. Dave Wyman here, and when we had finally had it with our old windows with broken seals, we called Harley Exteriors. They were incredibly friendly, professional, and absolutely knew their stuff. Harley Exteriors windows are a massive upgrade. They keep heat in and noise out. Plus, they're truly gorgeous windows. I said, you guys must use a different type of glass, and sure enough, it's their Olympic series, which is manufactured here in the Pacific Northwest and exclusive to Harley Exteriors. Harley Exteriors has a special offer for Seattle sports fans. Buy one window and get the second 40% off. No payments or interest until 2027, and take an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today. That's harleyexteriors.com.
University Reprographics reminds parents to enroll your kids in a positive youth program. Sports, hobbies, and community activities improve overall health and performance in school. These programs decrease drug use and violence and develop self-discipline and leadership skills. Let's team together this year to help our kids reach their full potential. Best wishes to all our kids from the entire team at University Reprographics. Family owned since 1973. Online at universityrepro.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. What I Need to Know. Would you rather be a starting wide receiver on a decent team or backup special teamer on a Super Bowl contender? Money's the same because let's say you signed a long-term contract.
Starting. I want to make impact plays for sure.
But what if your team doesn't make the playoffs?
It's called generational wealth.
Boom.
What if the money's the same?
The money's the same. Of course you want to win. But nah, man, because I want to go to work and feel like I'm doing something, though.
Okay, so you're going, even if the money's the same, I'd rather be a starter on a decent team that's not in the Super Bowl rather than...
That's a career of 95% NFL players.
Yeah. What I need to know. I'm most concerned with Drake May's running. Other than having our linemen contained, what else can be done to keep May from big gains on third and long?
Contain. You could play cover two, keep a corner in the flat. so he can react to that whole thing. You can blitz him and get after him, but sometimes there's nothing you can do because, guys are either playing man or their eyes are somewhere else, and he just takes off.
What I need to know, I'm a lifelong Seahawks fan out here in SoCal. It's been announced the winner of the Super Bowl will have a parade at Disneyland. Well, yeah. I have the ability to get into Disneyland for free. Do I take the chance, take off the Monday after the Super Bowl, park myself on Main Street for a possible Seahawks victory parade, or just treat it as a normal day and go to work?
Take the day off, homie.
If that's the closest you can get to seeing your Seahawks,
you gotta do it, man. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. I hope you do that. I feel like we've ruled as a show unanimously that that's what you have to do now.
You must do.
What I need to know, sweats or jeans?
Sweats all day.
Sweats? What? Yeah.
Sweats.
The more comfortable thing?
Mm-hmm. Hey, even better, commando in sweats. Be free.
Be free. Not be free. What I need to know, how do we keep Clint Kubiak, it's harder to say than it sounds, in Seattle?
You pray to whoever you pray to. You send him gifts. You send him good thoughts. Because I can see why he would want to be a head coach for the Raiders. Even though there's a bunch of negative, you got money, you got a draft pick, there's linemen out there available. You could build something. But like you point out, Stacy, that division is crazy tough.
866-979-3776. Get those questions in. What I need to know, who do you think has a harder time getting a starting quarterback job next year? Geno Smith or Russell Wilson?
Russell. It's got to be Russell, just because Geno's younger.
Yeah. And look, Geno is technically under contract with the Raiders, and that includes guaranteed money in 2026 from the Raiders. Rookie coming in, injury away. They're not going to bench a rookie if they start him, but injury away from starting, whereas Russ needs to be on a team. Yeah, feels like Geno is closer.
Geno.
Yeah, they said, thank you, done, requesting it off.
There you go.
Great, fantastic.
Yep.
What I need to know, Curtis, maybe you know the answer to this. Why did John Clayton hate Joshy Boy McDaniels so much?
I think it had to do with McDaniels taking the Colts job and then backing out like 24 hours after.
You're right.
And then
forgot.
Yeah, and then I think just he never really liked many people from the Belichick tree, but I think that definitely had to do with a lot of John Clayton's ire towards Josh McDaniels.
Sure. Joshy Boy McDaniels. I've always wondered that too. Glad that listener asked. What I need to know. My wife started watching The Traitors. Do you watch?
Do we watch?
Yes.
Oh, what an episode last night.
Oh, it's an amazing show. It's one of those things where even though I watch a lot of reality TV and it's filled with reality stars, I wasn't initially intrigued by. But then once you start watching, it's incredibly addictive.
Right. It's got all sorts of D-list celebrities on it, but
you don't have
watch
to know
it for
them.
the strategy.
Yeah.
It's such a well done game show.
It would be a cool game to play. Isn't it Mafia is the game it's
based
on?
off of the party game Mafia.
Yeah. They wanted to know, Bump, if you ever golf out on the Kitsap Peninsula.
I have not. Invites are welcome. How's your boy?
Peninsula, is it Peninsula?
Peninsula.
Peninsula. But, like, do you put emphasis on the su?
No.
Okay, me neither. What I need to know, if you could pit one 2013 Seahawk on the 25 team, who would it be and vice versa?
Ooh, I would put...
I got an answer.
Go ahead, Curtis.
Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawnathan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go Marshawn because he went Marshawn.
You have to have an opposite answer, too.
So I'm going to go, you know what? I put clearly, Bobby Wagner.
Bobby. Oh, yeah, that's a good call.
Bobby.
This is no disrespect to Russell Wilson, but I want to test the theory of that team could have won with anyone and just be like, just put Sam Darnold there. Not that Sam Darnold's better or worse, whatever. I just want to know what it would look like if you really did have a different quarterback.
Take 25, Sam Darnold, put him on 2013, a trade.
Yeah, just see what it looks like. You know, it either proves the point that like Wilson was quietly really important, or it proves that like, no, you could have put someone else on there too. It would have been fine. I just out of curiosity. It was a very complete team, so that's why my answer would be.
I would put JSN on that 20.
Yeah.
You know, like him, with Dougie, Jermaine.
Man. Woo. I would go. said the answer already with linebacker. That would probably be my go-to. Hey, you don't need another corner, but I just think it'd be cool to watch prime Richard Sherman again. Or prime Earl at safety again. Like, you don't need either, but like...
My buddy just texted me. He said Michael Bennett. Put Bennett on the squad.
Yeah. 866-979-3776. What I need to know. Someone said Josh, do you agree? Josh has some Lane Kiffin in him.
Oh, yeah, that is a good comparison.
Yeah, I can see some of that.
Okay.
See some of that.
But Lane Kiffin has had more success as a head coach than Josh McDaniels. McDaniels flamed out in Denver and Vegas.
You know what I did this past weekend that Lane Kiffin does? I'm going to do it again. Did hot yoga. It was great.
All right.
It was great. Felt refreshed.
Hot yoga, yeah, but you have to drink a lot of water.
Something that you shouldn't go. You shouldn't go to that class because you will pass out.
I did pass out at hot yoga. I didn't know. I know the concept, but I didn't think it through. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when I went there and you're literally dripping
You really
sweat.
Passed out?
I got I would say I got lightheaded and I couldn't see for a minute and I had to lay down. I would say that's not passing out. That's taking your time getting back awake.
Getting back awake.
Is what that is.
Right.
I got awake in steps.
Okay.
You have to choose one of these two horrible things. Would you rather slam your finger in the car door? Let's pretend you aren't going to lose it or something. Or stub your toe?
Stub your toe. Yeah.
What if it's really hard?
Stub my toe.
Stub. Because with the car door, the visual is nasty too.
I can't even think about it.
I've seen my fingers crushed by the door before now.
Oh, God. All right, well, I'm glad we're ending on that
note. You know what this means? The show's over.
Okay.
Matt played the music. The show's over now.
I think we can
right on time.
I think we can all put that behind us in the rear view and pretend that at no point did I try to end the show early for no reason.
No, we can't.
I just think we should just leave it behind. Wyman and Bob coming up next on your home for the Super Bowl bound Seahawks, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Seahawks General Manager John Schneider.
The NFL Executive of the Year. You bring in NFL royalty.
Office reeks of rich mahogany. Many leather-bound books.
Exclusively with Wyman and Bob on Seattle Sports.
I think it's the ultimate organizational award because of everything that goes into all the decisions that we're making, throughout the acquisition process every single year, and that's the guts of the organization that help us.
Watch the full interview on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older.
For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Happy New Year, Susan. I really appreciate you picking up the bill for lunch.
I'm happy to. One of my New Year's resolutions is being better with money. So I've started using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for buying gas.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I earn cash back just for buying the gas I was already buying.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make $200 to $300 this year.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play and start earning cash back on everyday gas purchases. Use promo code RIDER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents per gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code RIDER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code RIDER. Code RIDER. Offers vary by user.